My name is Catherine. I'm 15 years old. They left me here. It seems to be no way out, but I keep trying. Shadows haunt me and do nothing but confuse the vague memories of my past. Here I am, alone. In the darkness I've come.
Welcome everybody to BSR TV, to Apex Racing TV, Motors TV and iRacing Live very shortly. It's the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship presented by Engine Oil Direct. My name is Andrew Woodhouse and I'm joined from the Sebring circuit in America by Adam Bath and Alex Simpson, who's a iRacing World Championship driver. Of course, Alex will be along in a minute, he's just trying to sort some technical issues out, but Adam Bath joins me. And Adam, after this season that's stretched a good 8 months so far, we've just 2 weeks left and 6 races to crown the 2015 British Sim Racers Touring Car Champion.
Yeah, and the championship is more open than it has ever been, really. We left Mosport with Wojciech Savinovic in the lead of the championship. That has now changed, and yeah, he's now down in third in the standings after being disqualified from race 2 for colliding with Kip Stevens in race 2, and that means that Katz now leads Alex Smolensky by 33 points, Savinovic in third, 62 points back, Sebastian Job only 24 points behind Savinovic in fourth, and then David Baker's in fifth. Kip Stevens, after that crash, he's down in sixth. Jamie Rushworth 7th, Dan Hunt 8th, Stelian Shepelevsky 9th, P. Newman 10th, Simon Field 11th and Lee Thompson in 12th. Alex Smolensky, though, he's come out of nowhere and he's in with a good shot of possibly taking his first championship.
And as we enter the Fast 15 shootout, where the top 15 drivers try to improve their times in a short session, Alex Smolensky currently sits third on the grid, and he's ahead of Andreas Katz, and he's ahead of the other championship contenders, barring Baker and Job. But Baker and Job aren't really in the points battle at the moment, but it could all change today. Adam, 3 races here at Sebring, and then we finish the season next week. Daytona International under the lights. It should be fantastic.
Yeah, it's going to be a pretty good way to end the season, and it could be anyone lifting the trophy at the end. Sebastian Job, of course, will be docked 10 positions on the grid for this first race, and Wojciech Savinovic, he'll be starting right at the back for this first race of the evening. So once again, just like he did, he's got it all to do.
Yeah, indeed. And Savinovic, well, 2 weeks in a row, Alex, that Wojciech Savinovic is at the start from the back of the grid. He's going to be getting a bit sick of this, isn't he? Because he's not only losing points, but he's losing the chance to fight for the win in the next race.
Yeah, I think it's not doing these showdown any favours, is it at all? And it's tough around Sebring to get moves done. I think we know how good he is. I'm sure he will move up places throughout the race. Let's just see how it goes. What it has done is really cracked open this championship now. Anything can happen in these last 2 weeks.
One interesting other factor of note is that Ashley Sutton was the fastest in practice by over half a second. And it wasn't half a second, it was just a fraction of a second actually. But he's not even going to qualify for this race. So yeah, once again starting from the back, and that just puts the cat amongst the pigeons, Adam. And I'm not really sure I like the strategy by Sutton, because he puts himself out of the way, but he sort of does ruffle other people's feathers as he comes through.
Yeah, we saw that at race 1 at Mosport. He was starting at the back, as was Savidovic, and yeah, he was really forging a path through, and he managed to take a victory. Did he take 2 victories in the end? He definitely took one in race 1. But yeah, I think he's making us focus more on him than the championship battle. And yeah, it'd be interesting to see how the different approaches goes. Ashley Sutton, who usually goes all out right from the beginning to get all those positions. I wonder if Savidovic will follow the same strategy, because for the first time this season, he's having to try and get back the championship lead. I'm sure he's been leading it for the majority of the season.
He won the regular season by a lot of points, I think over 500 points. Alex, we did notice at Mosport when he started back in 23rd, 24th on the grid that he actually didn't make any places up in the first few laps at all. He's going to have to change that cautious attitude now, isn't he, with just 2 meetings to go?
Going to need to go for it now. He's got no choice, really.
They all do, don't they?
Yeah, exactly. I mean...
Well, Job does, Baker does, Rushworth does, those kind of guys there.
They've got nothing to lose at this point. I think they're chasing the leaders. They have to go for moves. They have to commit themselves to aggressive overtaking. I think, especially around here at Sebring, there's some great opportunity for some huge side-by-sides battles as well. So you think you might get a move done pretty easily, and then all of a sudden the guy's all on your outside again. And so the guys are going to have to be aggressive today. Could be interesting. Normally see race 1 perhaps a little bit calm, race 2 just heats up a little bit, and then craziness in race 3. I think we really could see temperatures rising really, really quickly after perhaps the first or second lap.
Well, of course, the Pro-Am Championship as well. John Roberts leads that by 116 points over Paul Smith. Laura Bond is in 3rd. Steve Richardson 4th, and Richard Gore in 5th. And I think that is as a result of Richard Gore being given a penalty for a collision, because he's usually right with Paul Smith, but he's now languishing down in 5th position in the showdown. And then in the Teams Championship, GT Omega leads Engine Oils Direct by 49 points, very close there, but STEM Sim Racing 500 points back. So it looks like it's going to be GT Omega and Engine Oil Direct going for the majority share of that $10,000 prize.
Yeah, it was a poor qualifying for Smith as well, 26th. After he was 19th in practice, Richard Gore was 17th in practice, but qualified 14th. So Gore pulling something out of the bag there for Apex Racing TV. We said the mentality has to change now after all this time, but you have to remember there's no fast repairs, there's no second chances. You don't want to be getting yourself in stupid situations, Alex, with the a field that's still 35 cars strong.
A lot of cars out there. We could Sebring as well. Armco, walls everywhere, so very easy to have an accident and bounce back into the track. So guys just need to be a little bit mindful of that, I think. And it's going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing how these all 3 races pan out tonight.
It's a classic track, Adam. Known for mainly sports car and endurance racing, but it's got touring car racing on it tonight. What are the characteristics of this track that makes Sebring so interesting? Tight in places and fast in others, isn't it?
Yeah, very long straights. We've got the straight down to turn 1, left-hander, and then it all really funnels down into that tight and twisty S's section before then we head down another straight into the tight hairpin. So there's quite a few overtaking spots on offer, but then there's plenty of places for there to be contact, especially under braking going into that hairpin at the far side of the circuit. Then few more S's sections, then tight and twisty bit at the end of the lap, and then a really long back straight heading into that long 180 degree right-hander to go back onto the front straight. So yeah, plenty of overtaking spots for these touring cars, but I'm predicting a whole lot of trouble as well in these 3 races.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting indeed. And don't forget, if you want any of the information about this series, BritishSimRacers.com is the site. And the site for the action tonight is Sebring International Raceway in Florida. 17 turns, it's 27 degrees air temperature, it's 42 degrees track temperature. And we've got 10 laps here. Alex, you've driven here in the Grand Prix Series, the World Championship Series. What do you think is the biggest test here for these drivers?
It's so bumpy. I think that's the thing. Is you set your car up, you have your racing line. Sticking to that lap after lap to be consistent is going to be the hard part. It's so easy to make a mistake, hit a bump or a curb that you're not used to, the car's not set up for, and it can be pretty much instant death as well. So it's that's the key thing. I think the consistency in your racing line, just keeping that, and when you're going to have 35 cars around your battling, trying to get up the inside and whatnot, it's going to be it's going to be a real challenge.
Let's have a look at the starting grid then for the first race of the evening. Sebastian Job is on pole, however I think he'll be docked 10 positions due to incidents at Motorsport. David Baker will be starting second, Alex Malensky third, Jamie Rushworth fourth, Dan Hunt is in fifth, Pete Newman in sixth, Ben Palmer seventh, Simon Field in eighth. Good to see Simon Field back up inside the top 10. Andreas Katz in ninth, Rob Fagg in 10th, Steny Chepelewski 11th, Colin Cunniff 12th, Jerome Kaiser 13th, Richard Gore 14th, 15th for Kip Stevens, 16th Russell Laidler, 17th Jamie Fluke, 18th Lee Thompson, 19th Julian Janowski, and then Dylan Robinson, newcomer to the championship, is in 20th. Steve Hefford, 21st, 22nd Dan Blake, 23rd John Roberts, Scott Malcolm 24th, 25th for Steve Richardson, 26th, as Andrew was saying, Paul Smith, bad qualifying for him, 27th Stephen Burke, and the cars that did not set a time in qualifying. Wojciech Savidovic starts 28th, Michael Sherbach 29th, 30th for Jake Blackhall, 31st Laura Bond, 32nd Ashley Sutton, fastest in practice, 33rd for Robert Plumley, 34th for Robert Graham, and then 35th right at the back for Andrew Whitehead.
Right then, if Dylan Robinson scores points today, according to Ron Kaiser, our oracle himself, he will be the 100th driver to score points, and that says a lot about this championship. And the sheer scope of it, and those drivers include Adam Bath and Andrew Woodhouse at some point as well. So we've been on there. We're down at the very bottom of the standing sheet. It's not about us tonight. It's about the 12 drivers and the 3 teams going for glory, going for points. And as the revs rise here at Sebring, the penultimate meeting of the season will start now. And Job gets away beautifully from the front row, as does Baker. Smolensky got away slowly, but got a very good second phase of the start. Not enough to prevent Jamie Rushworth going around the outside and taking third place away from Alexander Smolensky. And he's going to slot in behind Baker, but Rushworth's gone a little bit wide, which is going to allow Smolensky along the inside line into the little tight section, a hairpin. In the infield section, got to go a little chicane section here, very bumpy, you don't hit the curb too much, you don't want to get those front wheels off the ground. Adam, in the front wheel drive touring car, you want them as close to the tarmac as possible.
Yeah, very good starts by all of the drivers. Smolensky just holding off Rushworth there, but Rushworth's already on the attack, down towards the hairpin for the first time. Smolensky covering the inside. Rushworth will go round the outside. Don't think that's going to work, and he's got to make sure that Dan Hunt doesn't try and get past the Season 4 champion as well. Good racing there already, but Sebastian Job is away. David Baker 6/10 of a second behind him, and then already a gap forming to Smolensky in third, who's still having to hold off Rushworth.
I believe, Adam, from my understanding, is that the 10th place penalty may be applied to race 2. And that's possibly what that's going to be for Job, so he's to make some hay now. Is that right, Alex? Is that your understanding of the rule as well?
I'm not 100% sure, actually, if I'm honest.
I need to check that for the next race. But it's Job from Baker, Smolensky, Rushworth, Hunt, Newman, Palmer, Field, Katz and Chepelewski. So we said overtaking might be plentiful here today, but race 1 usually the one where all the drivers settling in, just getting their rhythm, getting their lines right. And Dave Baker looks like he's had a very good lap, and he's right with Job now.
Yeah, Baker looking very strong tonight, actually. It's great to see up there. We were talking off air, weren't we, how much we'd like to see
go.
Baker try and go for this championship. He needs to go all out if he's going to do it.
Very horrible last corner, Adam.
Yeah, very bumpy.
I
and the
don't
car's
like it.
jiggling all over the place. Ben Palmer getting past Stallion Chepalevsky, so he's now through into 9th, and Simon Field, I think, has just got past Andreas Katz as well, so he's up into 7th place now. Cars coming across the line then, completing their first lap, and Smolenski's really closed onto the back of David Baker and Sebastian Job, and Jimmy Rushworth can't shake off Dan Hunt either, so some battles already starting to form in these early laps. Let's see where Wojciech Savidovic is, the season 6 champion. He's already up to 21st position, so that's a fantastic job from him. 7 places gained already on the first lap. Ashley Sutton following him, he's in 22nd place, so those guys are on the move already. Paul Smith, he's had a terrible start. He's now down to 33rd position.
Savidovic round the outside of Lee Thompson. That's an excellent move there on the former World Championship driver by the Polish regular season champion.
I actually think it's Lee coming back. Wodge was already up and past, but Lee round the outside actually trying to get back around. He's going to find it very difficult around the hairpin, and struggles, but settles back in. But no, he's not. He doesn't want to give this place up. This is exactly what I was saying earlier on. So easy for drivers just all of a sudden, like, I'm still here on the side.
I believe Thompson is a mathematical championship contender still, but it would take a biblical event for that to come to fruition. Unfortunately, Lee missing a couple of races in the showdown, but Ashley Sutton then through this S's section trying to force his hand, and Sutton the Clio Cup champion. Oh, banging wheel arches with Lee Thompson.
Yeah,
this is all over 20th place, I believe.
Yeah, Sutton, just trying to follow Wojciech Savidovic, and Thompson, blimey, desperately trying to shake him off there. But down the inside goes Sutton. The Pete Newman Media car is through now, so he is now up into 22nd place, and Lee 21st position, in fact, and Lee Thompson down now to 22nd.
Kaiser side by side with Fluke as well down the back straight as they head in towards Sunset Bend, and someone with a slowdown as well.
Palmer's with a slowdown or some kind of problem. The major problem for Palmer. Oh, contact between Fluke and Kaiser I think just didn't really give Fluke that much room there.
So they'll Gore up and through. John Roberts is out for the AM Championship as well.
Oh no, and Stevens, after doing so well last week, John Roberts, Stevens and Kaiser, oh goodness me. New Homes Digital versus Engine All Direct, and Stevens, who would have been very, very close to leading the championship had he not been ironically taken out by Savidovic. He's going to go for it on Kaiser. And Kip Stevens, there he goes. Have a bit of that back. But he's actually helped Kaiser out, Alex, more than it's helped Kip Stevens.
Yeah, it's ironic how that can happen, isn't it?
I think it's a great battle in the midfield.
Yeah, he's going to try again here. He's going to try and do what Rushworth did earlier, which is try and go around the outside.
Vidovic and Sutton in the background as well. Just keep an eye on that in the back of that shot as your own Kaiser not giving. Off goes! It's into the wall. Stevens and Savidovic wide.
Well, and Lee Thompson off as well.
And Gore, is it? And Stevens comes back onto the track in front of Scott Malcolm. Not Scott Malcolm, sorry.
It was Blackhall. I apologise. It was the other Apex Racing car that was off. But yeah, loads of separate incidents occurring in that hairpin.
Yeah, Alex, I don't know if you can.
I'm just going to see if I can get all that business. Yeah, I'm just going to see if I can get a replay of it now. See what's happened from.
Did Savidovic and Sutton hit each other?
Stevens got turned around by what looks like Hefford, and then a separate incident occurred, and that was actually Sutton and Savidovic getting into Janowski.
Yep.
And then Savidovic getting turned around by the GTM Mega car.
And Sutton piled into the back of Janowski. Nothing he could do there, Sutton. But excuse me.
Wojciech's got some pretty big damage on that, but he has survived, so should be okay. Let's get it back to live.
Still going, but that's not going to handle the best, you wouldn't think. I mean, look at the state of that.
Good battle going on for position here. Andreas Katz trying to go around the outside of Pete Newman. This is a battle for 7th and 8th, and Simon Field goes very wide into that final corner, and that's going to allow them, those two, to close up on his fellow Pete Newman driver. Katz and Newman side by side. They've been like this now since the final corner. Side by side they go down the front straight. Katz going to get it done into turn 1, hard on the brakes. This is a very long corner as well, turn 1, and he's going to get it done, I think. So Katz through into 7th position, and now he's right with Simon Field.
Quite a few different lines you can do there as well. Dave Baker's all over Job at the front. Baker wants this because, tell you what, Alex, a win here for David Baker, the season 7 champion, it would put him back into contention.
Oh, no doubt. I think this is probably the most aggressive we've seen Baker all season. Looks good, looks comfortable here, and normally we see him having to work his way through with his consistency, but he's right there today.
Unseen by us, Jamie Rushworth has got through into third position. He managed to get past Alex Smolensky, and now Smolensky's got Dan Hunt for company, and there is that battle still, and it looks like Pete Newman is side by side with Stelin Chepelevsky, and Chepelevsky's been able to find a gap, and he's now alongside the Pete Newman car.
Oh, Newman just about giving Chepelevsky the amount of room he needs, but the Bulgarian up the inside, and then Rob Fagg as well. That's not going to end too well if those guys try and go 3 wide through there.
He knew best there, I think, Rob. He got out of that really quickly. He was like, yeah, this is not going to end well. 3 wide, never good.
I'd love to see Rob Fagg attack a full season of this championship with the entire, doing all the races. He missed a few races in the early season, but he's been one of the stronger drivers in the championship in the second half, including winning a race at Watkins Glen. Just looking at Baker, it's amazing what a good qualifying will do. And Adam, he might be going for what I believe might only be his 5th career win.
And his 2nd win of the season, and a 1st on a road course. He won 1 time this season, and that was at Twin Ring Motegi way back in the season, probably around Easter time. And yeah, he wants to get that 2nd win, and it will help his showdown no end.
Unbelievable, Alex, how Dave Baker has been so successful in this series, but he's only ever won 4 races.
I know, it's crazy, isn't it? Won a championship, only won 4 races. Smolensky's coming under a little bit of pressure.
Baker now on
here.
Job. There's a bit of both there.
Yeah.
There's two battles going on. Job takes a tight line. Baker gets the drive out of the corner. He's got a lovely little run here, David Baker. Is he close enough? We saw Stevens on Kaiser earlier on at that very hairpin. It's not really a hairpin, is that? Is it, Adam? It's more of a. It's sort of more of a. An opening corner, really, but it looks tighter than it actually is.
Yeah, that's true. The first corner, very interesting corner, because you've got all
more
that...
of a 90 degree, isn't it?
Yeah, it's over 90 degrees, and it's very bumpy as well. Former airfield, Sebring International Raceway, and that's what makes it such a challenging corner. And then we go back onto the tarmac going into turn 2. Baker once again closing up very close there. Rushworth starting to put a bit of distance between Smolensky and Hunt. Hunt looking very eager to get past. Pete Newman is out. He is just dropped like a stone on my timing screen. We'll see what happens to him in a minute, but Hunt looks down the inside, just no way through there at the moment.
Alex Smolensky needs to do one thing, Alex Simpson, and that's finish the race.
Yep, that's the main thing, really. He's in a strong position. He's going to catch up points on Katz. He's going to still maintain his advantage over Job at this point. Obviously, Job's going to have the 10th place penalty next race, I'm assuming. So
Katz is under pressure from field as well, so that might be more points on Smolensky's play. And what a transformation it would be, Adam, if Alexander Smolensky was to win the title after being pretty much a danger to everyone for quite a couple of seasons.
Yeah, was racing for Elite Martini at the time, had huge problems, in fact hitting his teammates at Lime Rock Park, and there was really big questions over his driving standards. And
he hit everyone.
I think he pretty much hit every single driver. Had to drive with a hazard symbol on his car for 1 whole season. And yeah, what a turnaround. Started driving for OGR, and then later moved to Leighton Tools, got a win at Okayama about a third of the way through the season.
Good battle here, guys. Sorry, Steve Hefford on Colin Cunniff, and we've got Sutton just behind them as well. Wants to stick it in the middle, I think, there, and take them both, but can't quite do it. Cunniff's going to get a good exit. Maybe he'll get back past Hefford into the run to turn 1.
Colin Cunniff will be racing under a cloud, because I've just had a look back at a replay, and he got onto the grass going into the hairpin at the far part of the racetrack and just took out Pete Newman. So I wonder if there'll be a penalty coming at the next round at Daytona, but racing on at the moment in 15th place.
You just see these Kia Optimas, Alex, just bobbling around intensively under loading through the corners. It's, like you say, such a bumpy circuit, airfield. It's quite an old racetrack, really, isn't it?
It's a very old track, actually. Really famous over in America, and it is a fantastic layout as well. It's a great track to drive. I'm sure there's a lot of guys out there that would absolutely love if this was resurfaced, nice asphalt, but then there's others that say it will lose all of its character if they did that. So I think the track is definitely in a rock and a hard place. They don't know what to do. But at some point, I think
resurface the first half and then
yeah,
the rest.
Just leave a bit of it go. There's your character. But yeah, no, it's a wonderful track. But yeah, like you say, even to be able to spot the fact that the Kias are bumping and bouncing around just goes to show how bumpy it is.
Because the Kia's fairly stiff on the old suspension, I think, Adam. But here you definitely notice it more than anywhere else.
Yeah, and I think that might be part of the challenge as well, especially if the car starts to get out of shape. Just on this final part of the circuit, when we go back onto the airfield through the final corner, down the front straight into turn 1, look at Sebastian Joe going very defensive down the back straight, trying to disturb the toe.
It's a long straightaway section, that Adam, isn't it? And I think Joe maybe just thinking, can I get half a tenth, advantage by disturbing the slipstream? Baker now, Alex actually is he looks like he's exploring different lines through that final corner just to see if he can unsettle Job, or maybe try and find a way around, a bit like an oval style technique there.
Yeah, I think that's the key thing. If he can get a really good run down that straight, so he can get close, then nail the apex so he gets a good drive off the corner while Job's trying to be a little bit more defensive, shall we say, then he's got a good opportunity into turn 1. I think he's just got to work out the line. The thing is, round that bend there's so many bumps. It's by far the bumpiest part of the circuit, so you've got to pick your line through the bumps as well as actually the apex as well.
Look at this battle here. Sorry to interrupt, Adam, but this whole train really starting from Stelly and Chepelevsky, and then it includes Jamie Fluke, Robert Fagg, Richard Gore, Jeroen Kaiser, Rusty Laidler, slight gap to Hefford, then Sutton, Palmer, Cunniff, Robinson, Shellback. All together, really, it shows how close this series is. Top 21 drivers covered by 18.1 seconds.
Yeah, pretty much inseparable, and our lap times are all similar as well, and it's just so hard to get a gap between them. And I was just going to say that Wojciech Savidovic has officially retired from this race, so 0 points there for the season 6 champion.
Didn't try and keep that going,
Probably some more severe damage than we thought.
Maybe he had to come in. Do you think Alex might have had to come in for the black flag?
Yeah, exactly. Might have been a meatball flag, which means he had to come in and get repairs done. He's allowed to stay out for 3 laps, which is pretty much what he did, I think. And if you get too much damage, they don't let you out again. So unfortunate for him.
Steve Hefford and Ashley Sutton, and this looks like a key battle in that train that Andrew was mentioning. Sutton all over the back of this Eurochip digital car of Hefford. Hefford, who was involved in the incident earlier, and Sutton goes down the inside. So Hefford gives him the space, and there's going to be room, is there? Very close to contact there, but down the inside he goes.
Hefford hit the curb pretty hard there, Adam, and he unsettled the car, and he nearly bounced into Ash Sutton, but Sutton has actually got through, I think, already. But Hefford can redraft him down this long straight, really, really long straight, actually, down the back of this Sebring International Raceway. And look at Ben
out of that.
Palmer.
I was on board for a second there. He got out that. He had every opportunity to stick his nose in there and just nudge Ash a little bit wide there, but he didn't take the opportunity. He just he let Ash have that apex there going into the final turn.
Palmer very close now, Adam, as well too. Steve Hefford, and actually even closer now as he lunges to the inside, but he can't maintain that momentum.
Yeah, and
sorry, Alex, you made a big noise there.
The same, because I think he actually got close to hitting the wall there, Palmer. He took such an early apex there that he was very close to the inside wall there, solid concrete as well, so does some damage to the car if you get it just a little bit wrong, and I think that's why he had a bit of a weird exit out of the corner.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars in a train here. Jamie Fluke's just got past Stelly and Chepelevsky as well into the hairpin. That's a change for position. Fluke up into 8th place, Chepelevsky down to 9th. So these two battles going on through the pack, and only 0.3 of a second between Sebastian Job and David Baker. We'll see if that gap gets any more close as the race progresses. Just 2.5 laps to go.
I think if Baker is going to make a move on Job, it's going to be in down to that first hairpin. Because that's where he seems to be quicker throughout that first sector. Job seems to be pretty good through the final few sectors, but we've also got this battle for 3rd place, which is Rushworth, Smolenski, Hunt and Katz. They're pretty close together, only separated by about a second. Rushworth got past earlier, Adam. He hasn't really been able to break away, though. No,
I thought Rushworth would be able to get away from Smolenski, but Smolenski's been keeping right with Rushworth. Lap times last time around, Rushworth 2:11.0, Smolenski 0.2 of a second quicker than his former teammate down at Elite Martini. So Smolenski doing pretty good at the moment, in 4th position, ahead of the rest of the championship contenders, the likes of Katz. Sebastian Job, he is leading, however he is a good 80 points or so behind Andreas Katz. So if he is able to hold on to this position, get another win, this will put him right back in the fight.
I don't know about you, Adam, but races like this make me look at this and go, well, if I was in the car, I'd be struggling, because you've got to be within that 19 seconds of the lead to even be in the top 20, and I'm not even sure I could do that.
No, and you've managed to get a win this series, something that I haven't been able to do. So
you did get a win in the Kia Club Series, though?
In the Kia Club Series, yeah, on Sunday nights,
yes.
On Apex Racing TV. Good plug there.
It was.
Yeah, very good.
Seamless.
There we go. I was pleased with that. Can't help you can't beat a tenuous link really there, but Sebastian Job is and you know what we haven't actually mentioned, Alex.
Oh,
really...
sorry guys, battle going on further back. This is between Kaiser and Gore. Gore was just on the outside there, just going into turn 2. Actually, Kaiser got the move up the inside, gets his way through. Of course, Gore in a good position, 12th place. He had an absolute shocker last week. Needs some good points now. We've got Paul Smith down in 25th place, and of course John Roberts out of the race. So this is definitely Gore's opportunity to score a lot of points. Where's Laura Bond as well? Obviously Laura's in and around. Laura's
starting at the back, she's out.
Yeah, so imperative that Gore finishes this race with a good result. So you'll want to try and get that place back, but he won't risk too much, I don't think.
Yeah, Interlagos, I think Richard Gore had 3 zeros, as did Paul Smith, and then it got worse in Motorsport, of course, with that penalty that got carried over to here as well. So he's doing pretty good, 12th position. Be interesting to see what the showdown looks like in the Pro-Am Championship after this race, of course, with John Roberts failing to finish and Paul Smith all the way down in 25th position on the grid. So Smith might be hoping that a reverse grid goes in his favour and he could get to the front of the grid for race 2, because he needs to salvage his showdown in the Pro-Am Championship.
Pete Newman's in the pits as well. I don't know if that's meatball related, but
it was a crash with Colin Cunningham, I think, early in the race.
He did get new tyres, so I don't know if Newman's going to manage to make it out before he gets lapped for the second time. So we'll see what happens with that one, but we are on to the final lap here in Florida, and Sebastian Job. Alex, I was just going to say quickly before anyone else crashes that we haven't really said that it's an important race for Job as well, because you know he's had a couple of poor weeks himself. Very poor.
It's critical. I mean, he needs to win this as much as Baker does, really. You know, he needs all the points he can get. He's still got an opportunity to win this championship, but he's got to score big in every single race now to close that 80 points gap that he's behind Katz. I mean, 1st to 6th, there's a few points gained there. I'm not sure the exact number off the top of my head, but
this is really important.
Keep going like that. It's good.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but this is really important because Smolenski is putting pressure on Rushworth and Katz is putting pressure on Hunt. So there could be points changing hands there between the men who are 1st and 2nd currently in the standings.
33 points separating them, of course. I don't know if it'll change that. It'll definitely go down if these are the positions that they finish. Hunt having a look down the inside of Smolenski there, and Smolenski in turn trying to get past Rushworth. Rushworth just puts a few car lengths between them now. The gap between them just 4/10 of a second or so as they head through this final half of the lap. David Baker, I think, just a bit too far back at the moment, half a second to get anything done. But yeah, this battle for the final spot on the podium really is important in terms of the championship.
There's another good battle out there as well. Sorry, Kaiser again with Chepalewski and Rob Vag. So just separated. Well, you can't. Well, there's a couple more battles right behind that. That is just yeah.
All
side by side with Vag.
Stelling Chepalewski nearly tried to make it free abreast there, trying to get past Vag.
Oh, Leather's off and he's clouted Gore.
Gore's alright, doesn't look like...
Leather's going to get the place, a bit underhandedly almost. But through then the last sector comes Sebastian Job, and he's just got this long straight to go. Can he hold off Dave Baker? Well, it looks like he can at the moment, but you never know how that last corner's going to go. It's a very, very difficult one, but after... Well, this is race 97 of the season, and Job just needs to negotiate now the final part of this double apex right-hander and come through then to take the win and to possibly reignite his championship. It's going to be very difficult for him, but that's definitely the first step. Dave Baker in 2nd place, Jamie Rushworth in 3rd, Oh, just ahead of Smolenski.
Just, he was getting nudged by Smolenski through that
Oh,
corner.
this battle further back is just crazy. I think Chepelevsky's lost some places. Kaiser up there, Fag's game. That's 3 wide across the line.
Oh,
that's
and that
nuts.
was...
Sutton got
That was
13th in the end.
Chepelevsky was 13 thousandths ahead of Laidler, who was 13 thousandths ahead of Ash Sutton.
And then
It was
Richard,
only half a second ahead of Richard Gore.
with Ben Palmer in 15th place, so very close at the end of that battle that seemed to rage for the entire race. And
Just having a look at that on slow motion there. Sorry, Adam, as they come across the line. That you just can't separate them. Just visually there. That's amazing. So awesome finish. Sorry.
Great. No, great finish. Honestly, fantastic. I mean, can't wish any more than that, really. When you're in this this kind of series. Oh yeah, very, very, very close indeed. Brilliant race. That was a great race, Adam.
yeah, fantastic race. Great battles all the way through the field, and we saw about 3 laps to go that those guys were inseparable, and they seemed to get closer as the race progressed. And in that final lap battle, definitely great to watch. Sebastian Jobe then takes a victory, a crucial victory in his showdown. David Baker 2nd, Jamie Rushworth 3rd, Alex Smolenski in 4th, Daniel Hunt in 5th, Andreas Katz in 6th, Simon Field 7th, Jamie Fluke in 8th, Sharon Kaiser in 9th, and Rob Fagg finished in 10th. Stanian Chepelevsky finished in 11th, 12th for Russell Laidler, 13th for Ashley Sutton, 14th for Richard Gore, 15th for Ben Palmer from 7th, 16th for Steve Hefford, 17th Michael Shellback, 18th Dylan Robinson on his first race in the series, 19th Colin Cunniff, and 20th for Lee Thompson. 21st Dan Blake, 22nd was Julian Janowski. Paul Smith managed to get 23rd in the end after being down in 33rd at the end of lap 1. 24th Robert Plumley, 25th Steve Richardson, 26th Andrew Whitehead, Scott Malcolm, 27th Andrew Whitehead, and the cars 1 lap down or more. Stephen Burke, Jake Blackhall, Robert Graham, and the cars that scored 0 points. Pete Newman in 31st, John Roberts 32nd, Wojciech Savidovic 33rd, Laura Bond 34th, and then Kip Stevens 35th.
Disaster for Kip, really, and Laura New Holmes Digital having terrible race, but we're gonna have to see how that all pans out with the points. Hopefully your owner will jump out of the car and just quickly update those for us, and we'll be able to bring them maybe at the end of this, or at least just before the start of the second race. Do we want to have a quick word with Baker? I know Jobe's not around to have a chat to, so if we can't get Dave?
Yeah, definitely.
Go for it.
I'll tell you what, we need to do the Wheel of Fortune first.
Okay, we'll do that first. Yeah.
As long as we don't run out of time like last week.
Yeah, exactly.
15 down to 26 as always. Ben Palmer, Steve Hefford, Michael Shellback, Dylan Robinson, Colin Cunniff, Lee Thompson, Dan Blake, Julian Janowski, Paul Smith, Robert Plumley, Steve Richardson, and Scott Malcolm. Those are the cars eligible for the reverse grid. Alex, who's going to be on pole?
Here we go then for the first time tonight. Wheel of Fortune.
Please.
Who will it be?
Funny because Ben Palmer was 15th, 18 seconds behind Scott Malcolm, 26, 55 seconds behind. Could be on the pole.
23, pretty comfortably. We've got a large reverse grid. Who's
Well,
that
that's
going to be, Adam?
That's going to be music to Paul Smith's ears. He's now going to be on pole. With Julian Janowski 2nd, Dan Blake 3rd, Lee Thompson 4th, and Colin Cunniff in 5th.
Paul Smith. Oh.
He needed that.
That fell flat, didn't it?
Yeah.
Paul Smith.
Paul
Right.
Smith.
He
Pole
needs
position, Paul Smith.
He needed that desperately, really, didn't he, as well? So after the last couple of weeks, so hopefully he can kickstart his run for the AM Championship as well with that. So it's an interesting pack behind him as well, actually. Sorry, Andrew, keep cutting you off tonight.
No, I was just saying Richard Gore, he's still going to be reasonably happy with that, I think, if we're talking about the AM category, because he's still only going to be starting about 11th. Well, ninth, isn't it?
Yeah,
10th,
true.
so.
Yeah, very true. So he should be able to net some decent points there.
Go on, sorry, you were saying the pack behind.
Well, no, just saying that the pack behind is actually really competitive as well. So it's not going to be easy for anybody to make up too many places. I think race 2 is actually going to be a really, really exciting one to watch.
Overtaking was pretty tough, Adam, in the end, wasn't it?
Yeah, I take it all back what I said at the beginning of the broadcast about there being so many overtaking spots, but still a good race, despite the lack of overtaking and some quite controversial crashes, especially the one between Savidovic there and Kip Stevens as well.
The thing is, Alex, I hate to be the one who says it, but I'd be very surprised if Stevens doesn't get a penalty for dangerous rejoin there.
I think you're right. I think if it gets protested, it's a slam dunk, isn't it?
I mean, he didn't get any points anyway, but probably get a BOG for Daytona after that, unfortunately. But he did get tipped into a spin. That wasn't his fault. But I suppose you've got to rejoin the track properly, haven't you? And that's unfortunately he couldn't do it.
David Baker joins us in the commentary box. Good to see you back at the front again, and you look like you were giving Sebastian Job a run for his money there.
Oh, I was trying to, but he's damn quick round here, I'll tell you that.
You look like you had a very good start to the race. I mean, what a difference a really good qualifying makes.
Yeah, Seb actually gave me a toe round in quali, so I think I've got to give it all to him, really. But yeah, I think we managed to break the toe on the first lap, and that was kind of crucial to keep Alex and Jamie fighting amongst themselves and let Seb and I escape.
Oh, and obviously this result was really good for your championship. You were four positions ahead of Cats. Might take something special though for either of you two, as in yourself and Seb, to really push for it now.
Yeah, I think it's going to be bad luck on other people's parts and perfect races from us, but that's what we'll try and aim for.
So it looks like you're going to be 22nd on the grid for race 2. That's not really the best place, is it?
No, it could have been done with a 15 reverse. I think Paul got pole, so I'll take that for the team at least.
Well, that's it. I mean, the team's championship's still, of course, raging on. Adam, that's pretty close, isn't it?
Yeah, ongoing battle between GT Omega and Engineers Direct. Simpson racing just a bit out at the moment. 500 points going into this race. Do you think that's really the team's championship over for you, David?
I love that that's your definition of a bit. Yeah, I think it's pretty much over for us. But we'll still fight in every single race and try and put on a good show.
Still a lot of points up for grabs, Alex. I mean, I don't think it's over for STEM yet.
Never say never. That's that's the thing.
Still hundreds of points available.
Plenty of times I've found myself in a position where I think, I want to throw the towel in, rage quit from series, and you stick with it, and and you're there on the final race of the championship with an opportunity to sneak a win as the underdog. So yeah, I always say stick with it. You never know what can happen.
Dave, anybody you want to thank for that? Apart from Seb for his little tow round.
Well, just the usual. Thanks to STEM X for sponsoring the car and everybody that helps put the series together and runs it and everything like that. So hopefully a few more rounds to go and then we're done, and hopefully we'll put on a good show for it all.
I do actually want to ask you one question. Could you have got him there, and if so, where would you have done it?
I think I could have on the first few laps. I was much quicker through Sunset, and I think through the infield at the first half of the lap. But down the back straight here, I think he just got me. So it was always going to be tight. But I might have given it a go.
Yeah, a couple of times it looked like into the the first hairpin. It looked like you had a chance, but sensible driving, because we saw what happened last week at Motorsport with Wodge and with Kip. You don't want to lose your points for this race and end up with the BOG for Daytona. Yeah,
exactly. I mean, you have to think of the long game, even though there's only a few rounds to go. I saw people getting taken, people in the pits in this race and everything like that. So a second's, still a great result.
You're definitely correct on that one. Well done, Dave. And good luck. There's 5 races left. Make them count, fella.
Will do. Cheers, guys.
All right. Alex, yeah, there's the answer. That's that. The mentality hasn't changed for some, but it's reaping rewards now.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly that.
Points have been handed in for the second race of the evening. Andreas Katz now leads Alex Malensky by 25 points. Yeah, getting close. Right. Sebastian Job is like dun. He's getting closer. Sebastian Job is in third, 65 points back. David Baker now to fourth. Jamie Rushworth fifth. Dan Hunt is in sixth. Stelin Chapelewski seventh. And then down in eighth, Wojciech Savidovic and Kip Stevens in ninth. Pete Newman 10th. Simon Field 11th. Wojciech Savidovic 146 points back now.
I mean, it's difficult. I mean, it's not completely over for them, is it? And we've seen Alex, DNFs have been more prevalent in the showdown since, of course, the fast repair was removed. But that's how that's really how it should be. If you total the car, you shouldn't really get another chance. But of course, you don't want people obviously to waste the money. They pay £5 a week here.
No, you're right. You don't want them to at all. But I think as I said there, he's not out. We've seen people lose 100, 200 points in a race meet and then gain it back as well. So it's just unfortunately it's Wojciech's sort of run of bad luck. He's had 3 bad races where other drivers have had it all in one race meeting kind of thing. So I dare say there's going to be more as well. It's not over and done with yet by any means. I think Cat's going to have additional poor races. Job's definitely going to have another DNF. He might not want one, but I'm afraid at some point you can see it coming. And I think every single one of the top drivers in that showdown right now are going to have at least one more DNF each.
John Roberts leads Paul Smith by 51 points now. Richard Gore.
How quickly that can turn around, Adam. Sorry, because we mentioned last week Roberts had such a perfect meeting, and he's had a bad race. Just one bad race, he's lost 70 points.
Yeah, I think the Pro-Am Championship, things change pretty quickly there. I don't know how the point system works for the Pro-Am Championship, but if one person has a bad race, they seem to lose a ton of points. Paul Smith, 51 points back. Richard Gore now up to 3rd, 108 points back, with Richardson 4th, and Laura Bond dropping 2 spots to 5th.
Steve Richardson, he did finish the race in 25th, so yeah, that's where he's been pretty much all meeting. He was 25th in qualifying as well. I mean, I think you've got to say that it was a good race for Jamie Rushworth as well. We can't exactly we can't take lightly what Jamie Rushworth did. Another 3rd place, another very strong result. We're just about to go for a break, but do stay with us because we have 2 more exciting rounds to come from Sebring. So from Apex Racing TV, Motors TV and iRacing Live, we'll see you very, very shortly here at Sebring.
My name is Catherine. I'm 15 years old. They left me here. It seems to be no way out, but I keep trying. Shadows haunt me and do nothing but confuse the vague memories of my past. Here I am, alone. In the darkness I've come.
Welcome back to the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship here on iRacing Live Motors TV and Apex Racing TV as well. From Sebring, Florida, it's round 98 of the season. We've just got 5 rounds left. My name is Andrew Woodhouse and I'm joined by our Racing World Championship driver Alex Simpson and Adam Bath. This time, Alex, I'll bring you in first, mate. It was a very, very good first race. Quite a lot of discipline out there, and you know, the reverse grid could be interesting because it proved that overtaking wasn't quite as easy as we thought.
No, yeah, quite difficult. The reverse grid going to be really interesting. Big, you know, 23. It's one of the larger ones we've seen all season, so it's going to be tough for the guys at the very front from the last race to get really big points, which means that you know, any gains they can get in the mid pack, a few places here and there, are desperately going to be needed because you know, they want those points. So it's going to be interesting to see the mindset out there. Like I say, I really think we're getting really close to the business end of the season now, and yeah, elbows are going to start coming out very, very rapidly.
If they weren't already. Adam Bath, the championship's getting very close now, and we're into this later stage. You know, we heard David Baker saying that really the mentality hasn't really changed, but sooner or later they have to.
Yeah, I'm surprised that the mentality hasn't changed yet. Oh, we saw Savidovic. He seemed to be cool as a cucumber, then involved in 2 wrecks and 2 penalties that have really changed his championship. And same for Sebastian Joe. Sebastian Joe seems to be on a great run, but then involved in incidents at Interlagos and Mosport as well. So it could happen to anyone, and it seems to be happening to everyone as well. So many changes that could still occur in this championship. Daytona International Speedway as well, as John Roberts buries himself in the tyre barrier there.
Have you seen that? Have you got that, Alex?
Yeah.
No, I didn't see that, unfortunately.
John Roberts just, I don't know if you can do
See if
the
we can
replay
do
at
it.
this point, but it was quite a creative end to the crash. Actually, he just ended up in and through the tyre wall. Pretty
Quick
good.
look. See if we can get that just in the warm up.
We'll quickly run you through the grid then, as Alex gets that up. Paul Smith is on pole position, and that's going to help his Pro-Am Championship. 50 points behind John Roberts at the moment. Second, Julian Janowski. Third, Dan Blake. Fourth will be Lee Thompson. Fifth, Colin Cunniff. Sixth, Dylan Robinson. Seventh, Michael Shellback. Eighth, Steve Hefford. Ninth, Ben Palmer. And then 10th, Richard Gore. 11th, Ashley Sutton. 12th, Russell Laidler. 13th, Stelian Chepelevsky. 14th, Rob Fagg. 15th, Sharon Kaiser. 16th, Jamie Fluke. 17th, Simon Field. 18th, Andreas Katz. 19th, Dan Hunt. And then 20th is Alex Smolensky. 21st, Jamie Rushworth. 22nd, David Baker. 23rd, Sebastian Jobe. 24th, Robert Plumley. 25th, Steve Richardson. 26th, Scott Malcolm. 27th, Andrew Whitehead. 28th, Stephen Burke. 29th, Jake Blackhall. 30th, Robert Graham. 31st, Pete Newman. 32nd, John Roberts. 33rd, with it all to do, with Wojciech Savidovic. 34th, Laura Bond. And then right at the back, again with it all to do, it is Kip Stevens in 35th.
Yeah, indeed, and Stevens really has had a bit of a shocking couple of weeks. New Homes Digital, and we're going to see now, as I try and find a reasonable camera angle for the start, going to hear these Kia Optimas bursting into life any time now. Just a few seconds. Here we go. The red lights are on. And the green light is on at Sebring. Good start by Smith. Decent one from Janowski. Slightly slower way down Blake. And he's got Lee Thompson behind him with Colin Cunniff in there. And Shellback and Robinson. Robinson round the outside of Shellback. That's pretty good. Pretty tidy. He might get ahead of Cunniff here. Robinson. Oh, look how tight that is, Adam.
Yeah, it all filters down into turn
Shellback
2.
down the inside and
Shellback
decides not to bother.
just gets past Steve Hefford there, and now Sutton working his way through as well down the inside, and he might go down the inside of Shellback as well. I think he's going to be side by side with the GTM car.
Oh,
Gets turned.
Sutton sideways. Oh no, what's going to happen here?
Huge incident, but they all somehow managed to get off the track, so they don't take anyone with them. Who was that flying through the air?
Hefford,
So
yep.
just Sutton and Hefford, unbelievably. We saw the same thing.
Oh, crashed down at the hairpin.
Who?
I think it's an Engine All's direct car. It might be Dan Blake. It is
Dan Blake, yep.
It looks like he's been able to get going again, but he's managed to close everyone up.
15 places. Dan Blake, Paul Smith leading. From Janowski, I can hear more contact.
Yeah, it's down further in front. It is an Apex car.
It was
Lee
Thompson and Shellback, wasn't it? Battling over 4th place, well now 3rd place now that Dan Blake has crashed. Shellback through for GT Omega Racing.
So Paul Smith leads
It's not 4th
Janowski.
actually, sorry, it's 6th now I think, isn't it? Because Robinson's got up there and so has Cunniff. Ahead of this pair.
Quite a bit of damage on Lee's sort of front right there as well, so wonder if that slowed him up already.
So Ben Palmer, Rob Plumley and Steve Hefford out of the race already. Sebastian Jobe has just got past Scott Malcolm, so he's gained 1 position since the start. He's up to 22nd place, but look how close this pack is. This is the pack that's all queuing behind Dan Blake, and it could be contacts here. Pete Newman is, and he's turned around, and he looks like he might be going back to the pits already on lap 1.
Oh, he's in the wall, Pete Newman, and
Look at that on replay.
well, his championship was in the balance anyway, but I think that's pretty much
Look at
done and
this.
dusted now.
Right, just watching the replay, guys. So yeah, there's a big old pack ahead of Pete as he comes through this sort of tricky section. Blake loses it again going in. It looks like he's got damage. Made the pack check up a lot. You got Baker around the outside. He's worried, and yeah, actually Newman just gets he gets into the side of Chepelevsky and it ends up turning him. So yeah, an unusual one. We don't normally see that.
Vidovic and Jobe side by side for 20th place. Oh, up and over.
Laura Bond,
And
Laser
Scott
Tools car.
Malcolm, not Scott Malcolm, Robert Graham, I believe.
Scott Malcolm is involved. It might be him on his roof. Yeah, he's now back in the
Laura
pits.
Bond's on the side.
Graham.
Let's have a look at that back on replay. I'm chasing the action at the minute. Sorry.
Basically, a car, I think, clipped the inside concrete wall and just bounced back into the track. I don't know which one it was.
The inside
That's
of
what
the
I said
corner.
earlier on, wasn't it? When I thought like Palmer might have been close to do it. Oh no, not at all. Actually, there was a little bit of
Oh, it's the two laser tools cars hitting each other, I think.
little bit argy-bargy there, and yeah, look at that. 4 cars involved in it, so mayhem.
I'm not saying a word as Paul Smith leads the race. And then it's Julian Janowski, then it's Dylan Robinson for Laser Tools.
Sebastian
sorry.
Jobin, yeah. Oh, Wojciech Swidericz getting a little bit of contact there with Dan Hunt, and he's going off. He's got his teammate Stelian Chepelevsky there as well.
Dropped down, hasn't he? Sideways! Oh, and almost into Svidovic there.
Actually, somehow Svidovic there managed to stop the stop Hunt from losing control completely, I think, and Svidovic was lucky not to be completely taken out there.
Oh, down the inside looking is Sebastian Job on Steve Burke. I haven't seen much of Steve Burke today, but he's
Robert
just
Fagg
in
dropping
front.
down the order as well. What's going on with Robert Fagg? Slow down. Yeah, slow down penalty for Rob there.
Going to drop down behind Rushworth and Katz there.
And it hampers you so much, that long back straight. If you get a slowdown in that corner,
He's still trying to
hasn't
serve it.
served it.
Look, still breaking to serve it. Absolute nightmare.
Baker!
Sebastian
That's the sort
Jobin
of thing.
Burke.
That's the sort of thing that we didn't want Dave Baker to, we were talking to Dave Baker about one mistake. Oh, Svidovic into Burke, and he's pushed Burke into the inside of the course there.
Don't know what Burke was doing. I thought he was going to go into the pits, but it looks
He
like
might have, well, Svidovic meant that he definitely didn't go in the pits there. Svidovic's car is a right mess, Adam. He could be in danger of disqualification at some point during this race.
well, we're having to see Svidovic fight for every place here because he's of course fighting for the championship,
But
and
he's
now he's
only
going to come under pressure from Chepelevsky.
But he's only really succeeding in going backwards.
And that's another position lost, or is it? He's going to try and fight back round the outside of the GT Omega car.
He was behind Chepelevsky anyway, I believe. So he is trying to make this position up on still in Chepelevsky, and he has actually done that. Alexander Smolensky's not having a great run either. He's in E20. He hasn't really made up any time. Alex, one thing to notice that his car is clean though.
Yeah, exactly. No damage there, so hopefully he can make some additional places. Looks like
is having a good
Shellback and Dylan Robinson as well, side by side. Looks like Shellback's just got himself up alongside and in front of Dylan there. He come off the curb there, and I think you thought, as I did, that he was just going to go careering into the side of that Laser Tools car.
Smith went
I think
wide.
he may have actually just slightly hit the Laser Tools car, but only a fraction to unsettle the car as Smith and Janowski. Is Janowski going to have a go? Very difficult place to have a go on this track because it's into that final sector. It's like a medium speed S's section. RIP to a lot of the cones. Alex, they're flying around, of course, innocent victims of motor racing.
Yeah, always the cones.
Why us, they cry. But what a battle this is, Adam, for the lead.
Paul Smith, he made a small mistake earlier in the lap, and that's what allows Janowski to get so close to him. And there's a look down the inside.
Oh, Janowski's
hit him. He actually hit him there, and he's going to try and go back down the inside into the final corner. Smith lets him
naughty,
go.
That I have to say. But Janowski's made that position stick.
And here comes Colin Cunniff with help from Michael Shellback. Shellback will be almost pushing that friction racing car down the front straight, and they'll be pushing Janowski.
No!
Oh my word! Huge crash.
No.
Why
Cunniff
was
and Smith and Kaiser and Fluke just missing it. Oh, why
the
are
big
they
question
both
is
drafting each other?
the big question also was why was Janowski going so slow down the front straight?
Kaiser and Thompson.
Kaiser's off.
in the fence.
He was already mad after race one. He's going to be even more mad now.
I think
let's
nobody's
get that
going to
on
mind me
replay.
saying he's going to be pissed. Oh, Savinovic! Oh no!
I'm still
Grief,
chasing the
nearly
replays
taken out
here.
by
I'm
his own
gonna
teammate.
just having a look at this between Kaiser and Thompson. See what happened there and Laidlaw. So yeah, Cunniff spinning around there. It pushed. Actually, Cunniff there have made them go wide, and then oh yeah, it's just one of those typical net moments, isn't it? They still get sucked in together, and
Was it just
Was there any
Kaiser- was it-
drafting going on there, Alex?
Or was it just Janowski? I don't know whether Janowski was either
I don't
so
know why-
slow or not.
I don't know why people insist on bomb drafting unnecessarily.
No, I mean Michael obviously did give him was giving him a push from behind, and then it just got him loose, I think.
Robinson takes the lead from Julian Janowski.
He's in the
went
lead
wide.
now, is he? Everything's still topsy. Oh, he's not in the lead now.
He just got hit by Janowski,
He's
and
not in
that's
the lead for long. That's not very nice, is it? I think Janowski's had enough of everyone tonight.
And that's going to allow Shellback through into the lead. And who's that going alongside? That is Lee Thompson.
Janowski started all this by hitting Smith into the final corner. And he bunched them all up together, and now he's almost hitting his teammate Rusty Laidler.
Well, this is definitely helping. Who's that Apex Racing car right at the very back? Is that that's Richard Gore?
Oh, God, because Smith's out. And Gore, well, Smith's not out, he's still in, but he's got a badly damaged car and he'll probably have to come in for a meatball.
Yeah, he's 28th, and where's John Roberts 22nd? So this is this is very, very good for Gore.
Dreamy for Richard Gore. Baker and
Job having a battle. Job
yeah.
up the inside as well there. Oh, it goes in a bit deep. I thought for a minute Baker was going to try and nip back underneath.
Well,
we saw though that it was very difficult for Baker to overtake Job in the first race, so now that Job's actually got through, it's going to be even trickier then for the Season 7 champion.
We were saying how difficult it is to overtake, as Robert Fagg is now going to try and look down the inside of David Baker into turn 1. Simpson Racing car versus Eurochip Digital, and he might try to get
Job
Sebastian
as well.
Job.
Oh, is he just going to clip him? Not quite. Oh, and there's carnage in front.
It's Jamie Rushworth. It's Jamie Rushworth, the championship contender.
My God, what's happening out there?
Oh,
the championship contenders getting involved. Now Lee Thompson and Dylan Robinson.
It's Janowski.
Second place. It's Janowski again.
It was Janowski again. He turns Jamie Rushworth into the Armco barrier. And Jamie Rushworth's out.
Thompson got a little tag from the behind there as well. Runs in a little bit deep, but survives.
Janowski must have some red mist or something. I don't understand. He's hit 3 drivers.
Don't know if we've seen a replay yet of that incident.
Rushworth's still going. He's just around where Robert Graham and Pete Newman are.
This is great race. Great racing. I mean, I know there's a lot of contact going on out there right now, but Thompson and Robinson, Laidler, Fluke, there's nothing between them right now.
Robinson's looked very impressive so far, Adam, in his first outing.
Yeah, he's in 3rd position, was leading for about 2 seconds, and Michael Shellback pulling away at the front. He could be about to take another victory. I think he's won once, possibly this season.
Has become the 100th driver to score points in this 2015 season, Dylan Robinson.
Trying to get past Lee Thompson then.
Yet another driver to win a race.
Jamie Fluke there in 5th, Simon Field 6th, Andres Katz 7th, Janowski still in 8th, and Sebastian Job closing down on all of these guys.
Yes, he is, and he's disposed of Baker and Rob Fagg, so those two aren't dangerous to him anymore.
Further back.
Wojciech Svidovic is just behind Baker now. Well, I say just behind, a couple of seconds behind. Sorry, Alex.
Laidler went wide. He lost a place to Field there. Field got a good run. They're still side by side though, going down the main straight.
Job nearly hit the wall coming out of the final corner. That was very close. Laidler just ducking out of the slipstream of Field just to try and get a bit more room. Bit more vision maybe into the corner as well. It's very difficult when all the Kia Optimas are in front of you to see anything. And Andreas Katz now, is he? Because he's in the prime position for the championship now, Adam. You know, he's not going to want really to get involved in a multiple car battle, but he's got no choice at the moment.
Oh yeah, 7th position, surrounded by Julian Janowski, who is a bit of a threat, there seems to be in this race. However, he's got a bit of a distance, Andreas Katz, between him and Janowski. I don't know if he's going to try and push forward. He's got Laidler in front. He seems to be happy with this train at the moment, which is being led by Lee Thompson, and it all checks up. Thompson checks up, and everyone seems to check
crashing
behind. Jamie Fluke involved, and
Katz having to go round.
Robinson going slowly.
Katz having to try and go around Field.
Yeah.
And now he's going to the inside of Field. She's going to become the outside for the next corner. He's going to dive down the inside to see Andreas Katz. Oh, and there's more contact, Field and Robinson. But when you're in such close company, Alex, it's very difficult to avoid contact. The margins are so small.
That's the thing. There's literally nothing separating them right now, and that's exactly what the problem is. As soon as somebody checks up, it's just you know what it's like. It's exactly the same as on the motorway. It's a big concertina effect, and it's even worse when there's everybody's trying to race out there.
It's a narrow racetrack out there here at Sebring as well, in most places.
pretty much everywhere, to be honest. There's only really the straightaway sections and the final turn. Would you say it's a wide track?
Yeah.
Everywhere else, it's there's enough room for a couple of cars, but that's about it.
Not 5, as some of them are trying to do, I think. Andreas Katz on Simon Field. Adam now down the back straightaway.
Yeah, he's got a good slipstream there. Is he going to try and get it done down the inside into the final corner? Thinks better of it, gets out there. Had the opportunity to get down the inside. He's still looking, but Simon Field very good on the brakes, closing up to Dylan Robinson.
It's very difficult, though, in the final corner, isn't it, Alex, at Sebring? Because there's no real braking area there. Not hard braking zone, anyway.
No, you're right. It is. You need to be alongside to get the move done there. I think that's the thing. The outbreak positions are really into the hairpin, and there's the sort of the 90-degree right-hander as well. And we just saw on screen there Gore letting Job through as well. So Gore's definitely having a conservative race, but just making sure that he finishes as well, I think. But also letting Job get through, because he needs to obviously get up to Katz and get in front of him every race. He needs to gain points on him if he's going to challenge.
Does make sense, though, Adam, doesn't it? At this point, I mean, Gore's having a great race.
Fluke heading, Fluke, that was just Alex, I think I was about to say. Fluke having a look down the inside of Thompson, no way through there. But doing a good tactics there. Apex Racing TV, Richard Gore letting through Sebastian Job. Job now through into 9th position. Next on his list is Janowski, and he's pretty close to him. And Janowski is trying to ruffle Andreas Katz's feathers as well, down towards this right-hander. And at the same time, Fluke going around the outside of Thompson. So many battles in this second race. And he hits Thompson.
Oh.
And he's going to try and forge his way through here. Thompson will have the inside line for this corner.
Rear wheel of that New Homes digital car actually lifting off the ground as he went through some of these sections and barely touching the tarmac. But Jamie Fluke, the Northern Irishman, trying his very best to get past Lee Thompson, but that's very, very difficult to do. Oh, goodness me, it's very, very hectic out there. Michael Schobach leads by 3 seconds over this battle. And then there's only about 3 seconds between the rest of them.
Job's going to get a very good run on Janowski out of this corner, and I think it's going to be very difficult for the GT Omega car to stop him. He's gone to the inside line. Job will have the outside line and possibly the racing line at the same time. There's Jamie Fluke. Fluke going around the outside of Thompson, it looks like, going into the final corner as well. Sebastian Job gets past Janowski around the outside as well, so 2 position changes there.
Bit wide, Adam. Job, it's not completely done and dusted yet.
And I think Fluke did exactly the same thing, so two what look like position changes going on there. They've gone back.
Catching Robinson with just 2 laps to go. 3. Actually, Robinson's down the inside of Laidler, and Laidler's around the outside of him. Just keeps that momentum going, and that GT Omega car, Robinson has to get out of the way as Laidler has a little twitch coming off the grass out of turn 1, but it's very, very tight there. Alex, it looks like it's just not a great meeting for Wojciech Savidovic. He's not putting any inroads on Robert Fagg or Dave Baker there.
No, he picked up a bit of damage, didn't he, as well? So he's probably just struggling a little bit with the car. But yeah, you're right. He just can't make any grounds at all. The guys are all sort of slipstreaming each other, and we're too wide. A few cars deep as Jamie Fluke gets the move done on Lee Thompson. He's been trying that one for a few laps. He's made it happen.
Field side by side with Katz. Katz may finally get through. Well, it's not Katz, it's Robinson actually.
And this is allowing Sebastian Job's just really trying to do his best to not get into the back of anyone. He's found an opening. Down the inside he goes of Andreas Katz. And he could get a position here.
And this is the thing, Alex, now Job, Katz is now the one with everything to lose.
Absolutely. I mean, they both have in a way, though. So, neither of them can be too aggressive out there. So I think Job perhaps give a little bit more room to the outside there than perhaps he would have done any other time as well. So
Michael Schobach must be laughing seeing this relative getting bigger and bigger.
5-second lead.
He's gained a second on this very lap. But this battle completely unresolved, and actually it's some of the quickest guys in this series, just absolutely nose to tail. So it's Jamie Fluke, Rusty Laidler, Jamie Fluke, Lee Thompson, Rusty Laidler, Dylan Robinson, Simon Field, Andreas Katz, Sebastian Job. Then you've got Janowski, Gore, Baker, Fagg and Savidovic just a couple of seconds behind. Gore's actually got past Baker for 10th.
Onto the
Baker's
final.
coming back.
Onto the final lap of the race, and Jamie Fluke second place is no certainty here. Lee Thompson's got a fantastic run out of the final corner. He's going to look to the inside into turn 1. No way through.
And Jamie Fluke slams the door shut.
Oh, Laidler tags the wall on the inside. That's surely going to give, who is that, Dylan, an opportunity for a move into the inside of turn 2 or 3, I think it is, with the American numbers.
Very tight there. The inside of turn 2. Very, very narrow circuit at this point. Look at this train of cars. Just one wrong move, Adam, and it could be disastrous. You could lose 20, 30 points.
Yeah, and was it this lap or a lap ago where the cars were checking up going into this hairpin, and that's what made it all go crazy.
Oh,
Sabinovic, Job down the inside, nearly has to go back to the racing line.
Field,
and it bunches up again.
Field nudging Robinson, and that actually meant that everybody sort of checked up behind. Bit of a Newton's cradle effect there.
Job is very close to Katz, and he's going to look down the inside. Katz covers the inside line. Katz very late on the brakes.
Yeah, that's good driving from Andreas Katz. He saw Job coming, decided that he wasn't going to allow him even a sniff of getting through, because he knows at this point it's crucial. Every point counts. Alex Smolensky is still in the race, but he's only 15th. Got Stephen Burke for company. Smolensky with a slight bit of right hand side damage, but it's not a lot. Needs to get past this Pete Newman media car, really. Oh, and he hits him, Stephen Burke, and no harm truly done apart from to the front grille of that Kia Optima of Smolensky, and now he looks like he's getting slightly agitated, Adam, in the cockpit of that Laser Tools car.
Yeah, Stephen Burke with Kip Stevens behind. These two were teammates, and I think these two hit each other at Lime Rock Park when they were teammates back in season 7, so these two know how each other race. However, I think there's not going to be enough corners for it to get done. I've just realised we've got another lap of racing. I thought this was the last lap.
It's getting close up front as well.
We need to see this as well.
Robinson and Field.
It involves Andreas Katz as well.
Here comes
and Sebastian Job and Simon Field.
3 wide, we could be about to go down the front straight. We are going 3 wide.
3 of the championship contenders going 3 wide at Sebring.
Into turn 1, who's going to have the better line? It's all going to funnel down here.
4 different lines, because look at Job, he's got to found a 4th line through that final corner. He's made 2 positions up there, and it could be 3 if he can get Robinson as well, but Field, great defence from him, and he should, oh no, he can't keep it there. I thought he was going to try and stay around the outside, but that's not happening. Might allow Katz a little sniff of going through, Alex.
This is absolutely fantastic racing. All Katz there, he knew that he couldn't obviously risk too much on the inside, so it was a bit cagey. Job really saw the opportunity unfold around him, and like I say, got 2 places in 1. Fantastic driving, and
Katz on the
outside as well. He knows that he needs to reduce the points that he loses to Seb, keep him at bay in this championship.
Budovic very close to Baker as well.
Laidler very close to Thompson as well.
Walensky still hasn't got past Burke. Chepelevsky's in there as well. Oh, Dan Hunt gets shoved a bit wide
offline. Around the outside. He's going to try it. He's got he's got Baker. I think he's gone. Oh,
yeah, he's got
Baker's still there. He gets a little nerf wide, but that's it. He concedes the position.
Good move by Wojciech Savinovic then.
Up to 11.
Still only 11. And
he might have an opportunity to get Gore. Gore was a bit tardy out of that, out of the right-hander there, and just didn't get on the power at all. He just he was right on the back of Janowski just the start of this lap, and he just lost 1 second there.
Can we have more laps, please? Because this is brilliant. Like, Michael Shellback is coming down the final straight, and we'll see him cross the line in just a second. Look at this scrap coming down the back straight.
Job has got a fantastic run on Dylan Robinson,
including some of the championship contenders as well.
This could all end in disaster here. Everyone needs to be careful. And Thompson lets Job through.
Job a place, and very nearly they all collided. Shellback, Michael Shellback is going to win at Sebring. It's going to be Jamie Fluke in second, but who's going to get third? Oh, it's not going to be Thompson. He's round, and it's going to be Laidler, and then it's going to be Job, and then fifth. Robinson, Field, and Katz, and then goodness knows what's going on behind them. Savinovic, Janowski, Baker, Gore, Robert Fagg, and Lee Thompson only 13th. And yeah, is Smolensky going to get Burke? The answer to that is definitely not.
Go on, man. Breath after that one is they're still coming across the line. Burke, Smolensky, Hunt was ahead of Stevens, I think.
Stevens just ahead of Hunt.
I'm going to wind that back just so we can have a little look at that. It's not quite far enough. Let's go back a bit further because that was just absolutely crazy there on the final lap.
Lee Thompson, what great positioning of the car to...
I think he has. He slowed down to try and give Seb, hasn't he, the extra points there.
And he ended up getting hammered for it.
Yeah, but also that also allowed Job to get...
Robinson.
It's Robinson, you're right, and he just got absolutely...
actually, Thompson, to be fair, it's probably his own mistake in the final corner, just running into Simon Field, actually.
Well, so many talking points for that first race, and it all started really out of going down the straight towards the far end of the circuit, where Ashley Sutton got eliminated there, and then halfway through the race, we saw the emergence of Julian Janowski getting involved in incidents with Jamie Rushworth. Was he involved with Jerome Kaiser as well? I can't remember.
Janowski was Kaiser, Rushworth. Well, I think he was Kaiser. He was definitely Rushworth. He hit Smith as well, didn't he?
Yeah, Paul Smith. Yeah, that incident. Well, got involved. It was involved in the incident with Paul Smith. I think it was Cunniff that might have been involved in that one as well.
Cunniff's saying his piece actually on the chat that he says that in his opinion, Shellback's move was a similar one to the one that got Graham Carroll disqualified earlier on in the season. So we'll have to watch the space on that one. Of course, all the results that we do post Alex tonight, they are in lieu of official protests as well.
Yeah, exactly, and we've seen already in the showdown that those results have been changed and major points struck off, and it really has. We've left race meetings feeling people were in strong positions, and we come back the week after, and they're right under the cosh again.
Let's have a look at the results then.
Can we see? Sorry, can I just ask just quickly afterwards, Alex, if we can maybe get a replay of Shellback and Cunniff and see what exactly happened?
Yeah, no problem. We should be able to get that.
Oh, hello. I've just seen on the first lap. Sorry, someone went absolutely flying off the track. Who was that? But he went airborne.
Yeah, I
it was the same time we started, wasn't it?
Ben Palmer, yeah, he was involved in the Hefferden-Sutton crash.
He flew over the fence.
Yep.
Right, it was beginning of lap number 4, the incident between Janowski, Paul Smith, Colin Cunniff and Michael Shellback.
It was a punt, though. It was a push, wasn't it?
I think it was a push, yeah, but I think they closed up at Janowski so quickly.
What a racetrack, though, to not hit people, isn't it?
Paul Smith.
Was Cunniff just sandwiched in between the two cars?
Yeah, and Paul Smith, he always seems to be the one that gets hit whenever anyone else has their own incident.
Oh, no, there wasn't any contact with Janowski, but I think what Cunniff was trying to do was I don't know, he just got unsettled, I think. What do you make of it, Alex?
Did he get on the brakes because he was closing in on Janowski so quickly?
He didn't get on the brakes, he just got unsettled, a bit like on the oval, if you get a bad...
Yeah.
Alex, if you get as well, if you get a bad bump draft, you just get knocked slightly to the side, don't you?
Exactly, yeah, exactly that. It just, just lifts the car up a little bit, doesn't it? It makes you light, and yeah.
Especially at Sebring with all the bumps.
Kaiser was turned around afterwards by Russell Daedler, so it wasn't Janowski there.
I've got the replay up on screen now. Let's take a quick look at this. Yeah, it's exactly what happened. Shellback was bump drafting him down there. It just lifted up Colin Cunniff's car a little bit, made it light. It shifted, and then that was it. He was just a passenger thereafter.
So very, very difficult, really. I mean, if you look at it that way, it was caused by Michael Shellback, but wasn't intentional in terms of that. But very difficult, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Especially
like
when
if there's already been a precedent set with it in a different race meeting, the administrators are going to have to be consistent. That's the only thing that I think Michael's going to have to worry about there.
Potentially, if that costs Paul Smith $500, he's not going to be very happy about it.
No, not at all. Right, shall we quickly do the reverse grid, and then
we might have to scarper after the reverse grid.
Yeah, and then if we get time to have someone in for a quick chat, we'll do that.
Yeah, go for it, man.
Cars eligible then for the reverse grid: Alex Smolensky, Kip Stevens, Dan Hunt, Stelin Chepelevsky, Jake Blackhall, John Roberts, Steve Richardson, Robert Graham, Pete Newman, Andrew Whitehead, Rob Plumley, and then Jerome Kaiser, who was 4 laps down at the end of the race.
Smolensky's in a great position. no matter what happens here. Yeah, Kaiser, if Kaiser gets the reverse grid, Alex, after all that.
He needs a bit of luck tonight, doesn't he?
He does.
Hopefully this will cheer him up. Let's see if we can, if I can press the button underneath the wheel, you know, that...
Oh, you mean the one that's usually reserved for Richard Gore?
That's the one, yeah.
Yes.
Right, here we go then. Second time of the night. The Wheel of Fortune. Where's it going to land? 26 is long way away. That's not going to happen. It's going to be 20th place, I think. Yes, easily 20th place.
John Roberts. So it was Paul Smith that got helped in race 2 by the reverse grid, and now it's John Roberts' turn. He's going to be on pole position after finishing in P20. Then Jake Blackhall second, Stelian Chepelevsky third, Dan Hunt in fourth, Kip Stevens in fifth, and Alex Malensky in sixth.
Where are Dan Hunt and Stelian Chepelevsky sat in the points now?
They are in 6th and 7th,
So
Hunt and Chepelevsky.
this could be still a great thing for them as well. In fact, and Kip Stevens and Smolensky. I mean, Stevens is probably out of it, but you know, you never know. I mean, he's usually good at the reverse grid races. Again, though, the AM category swings, Alex, because it looks like Roberts was a bit dead in the water for a while, and just during that last race when Smith was at the front. But you know, Smith retires. Gore has a good finish, if not spectacular, and now Roberts is on pole position. He must be in dreamland.
I mean, this you couldn't really write the script, is it? It's the yo-yo and or seesaw effect of this championship in the AM. It's just been crazy. It's been all over the place. And
all season.
And actually, it's going to be really close once the points get updated here. I dare say there's going to be probably about 50 points covering all three of them again.
I think you're about right, because I think Gore would have gained about 50 points or more on Smith. And he would have gained 25-30 on Roberts, so yeah, you're looking at sort of 60-70 point gap with still 400 plus points to play for. So yeah, I mean, Adam, I think the AM category, I mean, it's been just as entertaining, if not more entertaining at times than the main category.
Yeah, it's a very exciting sideshow to keep us enticed, as well as the Pro Championship.
Who do you want to have a quick word with? Do we want to speak with, is Jamie
Fluke around?
Yeah. He is. Too far up the list, I can't drag him down. Minimize some of these channels out of the way. Here we go.
Jamie Fluke joins us in the commentary box. Jamie, you look like a very exciting battle there with Lee Thompson. You were just able to get through, and you pulled away quite a bit to get second place in the end.
Yeah, that was an absolutely insane race, not gonna lie. But it was good fun, and enjoyed the wee battle with Lee at the end there, just to try and get past him at the end. It was good fun.
One of you?
Hello?
The silence!
I was waiting for Adam. Sorry.
Well, it looked like it was very exciting, but did you see the huge crash that unfolded in Sebring Raceway? It's a very hard track to overtake, it looks like, and quite a few big incidents unfolding there.
Yeah, it's also not, well, in parts at least, not the widest track in the world, and some guys try to go 2 and 3 wide at parts where you probably can't get away with it so easily, so that's where a lot of the incidents stem from. 19th
place on the grid for race 2. Whereabouts can you think you can get yourself up to? Judging from the amount of incidents that we've seen in race 2, you could possibly even get a top 10 again.
Well, that last race I think I went from 16th to 2nd, so hopefully for something similar, but a few of the quick guys again are ahead of me, so anything in the top 10 I'll be delighted with.
I mean, you've got only 4 races left now, and you know, it's not been a great meeting for the team so far. But do you hope for? I guess you hope for better things in the next race. But what's Jamie going to have to do now if he's going to be able to get up there towards the top 3?
Honestly, in his position, I think he has to just go all out and hope for the best, and hope that incidents fall his way, and he, you know, takes a bit of wing off and just goes like hell. Really, there's not much else to it.
Going like hell's not a bad strategy, is it, Alex? At this point, I don't think.
That's it. With 4 races left, if you're if you're gonna have any chance, you've got to do it now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well done, Jamie. Good race. Hopefully, we can see you mixing it up in the final race. It's it's going to be a cracker here, I think.
Oh, I agree. It's going to be another very intense race.
And anyone you want to give a shout out before we let you go?
I just want to thank the team for being really, really good to me throughout the course of the season, or well, the half season that I've been here.
Awesome. What's the plan for next season? Full season? Next year, if we get there?
Depending on university commitments, probably full season.
All right, excellent. Well, it's good to see. I mean, definitely. I think you would have been up there in the showdown if you'd have done the full season. So it'd be good to see you have a go for that next time.
I'll do my best. Thanks, guys.
All right.
Jamie Fluke there. The points have been handed in, and these are what they look like going into the third and final race of the evening. Katz leads Smolenski by 30 points. So the gap has gone up by 5. Sebastian Job in third, 55 points back now. David Baker, 86 back in fourth.
Sorry, Adam, that's got to be more than 30 points, hasn't it?
30, 3-0.
Because he beat him by 8 places.
I don't know.
More than 5 points on that.
I don't know, maybe... I don't know, this is how Jerome does it. I just got handed them now.
No, I'm just making an observation, really.
Yeah, 30 points. 55 back is Sebastian Job, 86 back is Baker, and then 136 back it's Dan Hunt. Savidovic in 6th is 148 points back. 1 point behind him is Chepelevsky. But Jamie Rushworth, though, now 186 points back in 8th, and then 199 points back it is Kip Stevens. Pete Newman 10th, Simon Field 11th, Lee Thompson 12th. I'll just have a look at the Pro-Am standings now for you to see if they've been updated, and they have. John Roberts leads Richard Gore now in 2nd, 99 points behind him. Steve Richardson 3rd, Paul Smith now down in 4th, 116 points back, and then Laura Bonds in 5th.
Right, well, the next session is up, so we are going to just leave you for a few moments here on Apex Racing TV, but we are going to be back very, very shortly for round 3 of the evening here from Sebring. Well, we'll see you there.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
My name is Catherine. I'm 15 years old. They left me here. It seems to be no way out, but I keep trying. Shadows haunt me and do nothing but confuse the vague memories of my past. Here I am, alone. In the darkness I've come.
Welcome back to Sebring for the final round of the evening. It's round 99 of the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship, presented by Engine Or Direct. Andrew Woodhouse, Adam Bath, Alex Simpson with you as normal, and as we have been for most of the other 98 rounds as well. We are just about to head to the grid, so I'll hand you over to Adam, who's got the top 10 drivers for us.
Yeah, John Roberts is on the pole position. Is that the right grid I'm looking at? Yeah, it is. John Roberts is on pole position. Jake Blackhall second. Chepelevsky is in third. Dan Hunt fourth. Kip Stevens fifth. Alex Malensky is in sixth. Stephen Burke seventh. Lee Thompson eighth. Rob Fagg ninth. And then Richard Gore rounding out the top 10.
Okay, then you've just got David Baker, Wojciech Svidovic, Andreas Katz, Sebastian Job in the next 10 competitors as well, with Paul Smith starting all the way down 29th. This is great for John Roberts, Alex, just before we get going.
Perfect. Couldn't have asked for anything really better this final round.
Only 30 points then between Katz and Smolensky, and then only 55 between Katz and Sebastian Job. This championship is far from over, and of course we've got 3 more races to go at Daytona International Speedway, where the championship will be decided next week.
Under those lights. Daytona, then in Florida. These last two races on the east coast of America. John Roberts, the AM Championship leader, leads the field away as the green light comes on, but it's a lovely start from Jake Blackwell, who either wins it or wins it seems, from the front row. Stelian Chepelevsky's going to make it 3 wide. Is that pretty wide, Stelian? You have a championship to think about, but I suppose he's got to go for it.
He's going to get... Oh, look at Blackwell, completely out of shape. He's going to go onto the dust, and he's going to come back on. Off goes a...
Eurochip Digital car out of control. He somehow survives. I don't know even how that happened.
Oh,
Rob,
no. Car. It's... who is that? That's definitely not...
Gore, I think, who had a bit of contact with someone. Off goes one of the stem cars as well.
Oh, they're all over the place.
Smolensky's round.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
Smolensky's off.
There was an apex
and Baker.
Down towards then.
Smolensky's title chances. Oh, taking a huge blow.
Savinovic side by side there with, who is that? That is, I think it's Lee Thompson.
It's an apex car, isn't it?
Lee Thompson, and behind him Richard Gore. So Savinovic has got a good start, up to 7th position already.
Shellback and Fluke side by side as well. Going through this fast section. Michael Shellback, who's made a pretty good start. Rob Fagan, Shellback, banging mirrors and door handles and panels and wheel arches.
Jamie Rushworth trying to move his way through the field as well. He's trying to get past Jerome Kaiser, and I think he's still side by side with the Engineers Direct car. So Rushworth, who was involved in a crash in race 2, his championship's taken a bit of a battering, 186 points behind Andreas Katz now, so he's got to gain all these positions. Very tough ask for him to get these places, to get that championship back on track with only 4 races to go. Problem there for Lee Thompson. Lee Thompson's slowing down.
Look at that. Oh yeah, he's just going to get swamped by car after car after car here. 3 or 4 wide in places nearly.
Stephen Burke and Dan Hunter were rubbing door handles down the back straight there into the final corner. Is Hunt going to go through? He's going to get turned. They both go off. Savinovic is going to take one of those positions, thank you very much, and now he's going to try and get past Hunt as well.
And Savinovic is going through. Alex, surely that is not fair if you make a slight corner cut and you end up losing 30 places.
Yeah, it's crazy, absolutely crazy. It's when you do it on the first lap, that's the killer, I think, there.
But it's not fair, really, is it? He's gained maybe half a tenth, and he's punished by losing. Well, he's down to 30th place.
Yeah, it's just nuts, isn't it?
I mean, that's just too much to me. It's down with Alex Smolensky, actually. Smolensky, in fact, is in the pit lane. He could well be out of the race. Gutting for him. Rob Plumley also in the pits. Dave Baker is still going, but he's right at the back of the field. But Alex Smolensky's championship, which we talked up earlier on, could be in severe jeopardy now, Adam.
Yeah, not good at all.
Svinovic and Hunt and Job starting to have a battle. Look at the marbles. Sorry, guys, that are out there as well. It's an awful lot at the moment.
Well, Stelian Chepelevsky's yet to take a victory this season, and he's got John Roberts behind him, Kip Stevens in 3rd. This is a great opportunity for Chepelevsky to get that win. Savinovic there in 4th, Hunt 5th, Job in 6th. 7th is Jamie Fluke, 8th Richard Gore, 9th Stephen Burke, 10th is Rob Fagg, who's off. Rob Fagg is off at the right-hander. He's going to have to turn the car around and get back going, and another car off as well. Who's that? That's Dylan Robinson.
He got turned round, Robinson. Oh, he's going to try. Both of them synchronised manoeuvres to get back on the track. Robinson struggling for traction.
Jake Blackwell's out of the race.
Blackwell's out again.
He got turned around at turn 2, I think, on the opening lap. And
opening lap, was it? Yeah.
While Smolensky was going off, and
Stelian Chepelevsky won't get a better chance to win a race all season, I don't think.
I mean, it's crazy that Stelian hasn't even won a race. I mean, how is that even possible? He's so fast. He's doing an amazing job in the official series in the Kia as well. He's always there or thereabouts. You know, you would, when you consider like Kip's won plenty of races this season, you would easily put Stelian right there with Kip, if not a little bit quicker, if I'm honest. You know, and
generally on the form he is, and I think he could probably tell you himself. But I think I mean, Chepelevsky, he's been there or thereabouts. I mean, what's he like in the points, Adam, the updated points? Will this win do good things for him?
He's up in 7th, 149 points back, so not completely out of the question.
I mean, it's something that, Alex, it could give him a shout into the last week of the season.
Yeah,
Hunt just hit the wall there.
Someone hit the wall. Someone hit the wall further back. It was only a scrape.
Yeah, I think it might have been
I heard something. I switched the camera back, but I couldn't see who it was.
Job's not really making inroads on Svidovic at this point.
Laptops last time around, yeah.
Gained some speed, Adam, as the meeting's gone on.
Yeah, those two set pretty much identical lap times, only a few hundredths of a second in it, Svidovic and Job. Kip Stevens, though, closing in on John Roberts. Lap times last time around, Stevens 0.2 of a second quicker, and he's made quite a bit of inroads on this lap as well. John Roberts, of course, will be happy to protect his Pro-Am Championship. Richard Gore down in 8th, so he has got a little bit of a leeway there. And of course, John Roberts is leading the Pro-Am Championship, so he's doing everything he needs to do at the moment.
Yeah, and Roberts has shown really good race pace, and we spoke to him last week and sort of just... I give him a nudge about his qualifying, but...
Sorry, Burke and...
Cats
at the moment, just having a little battle side by side. Oh!
Rude.
Thought that was going to be the classic quarter panel there.
But he's coming back, Burke. He's found the space and he's found the room. He's off.
Oh, he's off, but that might just take Cats with him.
Cats saw that coming. He's lost places there, but that is fantastic driving from Cats there. He knew exactly what was happening. There's a man who's got his eye on the championship. He's still in this race. He can get back past these guys. That's great driving.
And he doesn't want to get a meatball flag like it looks like Alex Spilensky's had to come into the pits. Spilensky's still in the pits. I don't know if he's even going to make it out in time to actually score.
And Laidler got turned sideways there.
I was about to say, he just turned Laidler a little bit there though, so...
Rushworth battling away there as well. Kip Stevens is through into 2nd, by the way. I should add.
Media cars.
Look at Rushworth there, all the way off the track there, trying to get past Newman. Oh, jiggles to the right there. And Pete Newman Media dominating these positions at the moment. Down the inside goes Rushworth.
Newman and Field, technically I still have a shot at the title. It's a small one for... Well, it's not really one really for Newman anymore, but Field still has a slight opportunity if he can get a good finish here. It really isn't over until it is over in this BSRTC of 2015.
That's a great shot of them coming around the first turn there. Like you say, Pete Newman Media cars are plenty there. Rushworth, definitely the meat in the sandwich right now. Oh, he's all out of shape in braking there.
Hunt pushing Jamie Fluke almost through the corners as well.
And Cass could get a position there. Down the inside he goes of Rushworth.
Job and Svidovic now.
Wow, down to the hairpin then. Svidovic covering the inside line.
Oh, Roberts has just gone. Just have that, boys.
Roberts laying his teammate through, of course, and Joe gets through and he could get past Svidovic. He's alongside the season 6 champion and he's clear. So Sebastian Joe gaining 2 positions there. I don't know whether that was just John Roberts letting Svidovic through, but now Svidovic has got to try and get back past this Apex Racing TV car.
What chance does either man have of this championship? Well, still do have one. It's fairly slim.
55 points with Cats down in 14th. It's going to come down either way if they finish in these positions.
Indeed, but the race win, they can see it. See Kip Stevens, they can see Stelian Chepelevsky up there. This will do wonders for Chepelevsky's position in the standings. General classification. He can win the race. It's been a long time coming since March. He hasn't won. He made his return to the series and he hasn't taken a win. But let's have a look at Cats then. Behind Pete Newman still. Newman's going to go a bit wide. Cats is going to go around the outside. Newman really struggling with the balance of that car. Rushworth's going to go through on him as well.
It's of course a battle over 13th, 14th place on the racetrack, and look at that later tools car of Robert Graham just back there in 17th place trying to cover the inside line, but Rushworth going around the outside of Pete Newman. Newman will go back down the inside.
That's Newman coming back, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
Through that corner he outbraked him. So
Job is through into 2nd.
Laidler's going to go through on Newman as well. Laidler's had a strong second half of the season, hasn't he? He was slightly missing in the first half, Adam.
Yeah, and he was still able to get into the showdown though. Pete Newman, Harry's down in 10th place, 243 points back, so I don't really think that's salvageable.
Well, Pete Newman has, but Laidler, I was referencing there as well. No, sorry. Just saying he's a strong driver, but first half of the season he struggled to get it going.
Yeah, struggles to get it going, but he's really come on form the last few races and took a victory in race 2 at Interlagos. Savidovic there getting past Kip Stevens as well.
Sutton getting past Smith as well. I think Smith just let him go. Really, just seeing that, seeing the apparent danger almost. Alex of Ash Sutton there coming through, just let him go at this point.
Yeah, well, he needs to make sure that he has a good, strong finish as well, doesn't he? That's the thing, and he's in that place at the moment. His championship is still alive at this point, going into the final round. So Richard
Luke.
Gore obviously is going to close on him at the moment, where he is in 8th place, but John Roberts is going to extend his lead, of course. But, it's getting tight
Luke
up there.
on-
Jamie Fluke, yep.
Luke on Roberts, and that's going to be a move done for the New Homes Digital driver. Dan Hunt's going to also get a run on Roberts, and then just behind them is Richard Gore, Adam.
Yeah, Richard Gore. So it looked like that John Roberts was quite a few positions ahead, but in the last few laps he's lost a ton of them, and now Richard Gore's right there. So Dan Hunt trying to get down the inside there. There's just enough room, but I don't think he's going to get it done there. I think he might try and get a run down the back straight. Look at the amount of space he tries to get on. He's going to get a huge run off the straight. He's lost a bit of...
He got a horrible run, actually, didn't
Yeah,
he?
he did.
He hit a couple of cones, and I think it slowed him down. I think he spun the front wheels as he sort of bobbled over them, and that's going to allow Gore the chance to take the place from Daniel Hunt.
It looked like he was going for the ultimate cutback on the exit, but it just didn't work at all.
The ultimate cone assassination. But it did not work. In fact, it killed his own momentum. Now Job is with Stevens. Oh, sorry, in fact, Job and Svidovic have got ahead of Stevens on that lap, so I'm not really sure what happened to Stevens.
Yeah,
but
it was in turn 1, Joe got him. I'm not quite sure when Svidovic went through.
It was at the end of the
shortly
long
after.
straight, yeah.
now, can Czepolewski stay in front? Normally you would say he would, but
Oh, this is close, sorry, but Katz and Rushworth, they're 3 wide into turn 1. Katz in the middle. He's got a great run through there. He's going to get both of those. He's going to come out. Is he? Oh, Burke still wants a little piece of the action late on the brakes. Katz is on the marbles there out wide, manages to hold it.
Oh, he's
but
got
I
it.
think Burke's definitely going to get this place. Is he? No, he's not.
Katz will have the run on the outside, definitely.
Katz takes the place brilliantly, dances around the outside like cats on a hot tin roof, and there goes Rushworth. Now trying to find a gap that just does not exist. You might be able to pry the door open, Adam, as they head down towards the hairpin.
He has a look, he moves to the inside, but just no way through, and Burke will try and go around the outside. He's still not giving up the possibility of getting those positions there.
Not a lot of space there for Rushworth and Burke.
Katz up to 11th place now, and this is a battle for 12th and 13th with Burke and Rushworth. Burke closes the door.
Oh, Katz just having to slightly defend. Oh, there goes Burke. Rushworth just helped him, give him a helping hand there.
Rushworth will try and go around the outside. This usually doesn't work. Burke's not going to give him the space at all, is he?
The ultimate bump and run as Rushworth hits the curb, and that sort of unsettles the New Homes Digital car, but he goes up the inside anyway, just avoids contact. Beautiful
Laidler
from...
surely going to get a run on Jamie though.
Yeah. Good
Rushworth had
driving from Rushworth though, Alex, to not hit Steve Burke there.
Oh! Laidler squeezes Jamie Way to get as much of the track as possible for that fast left-hander. In the end, Rushworth manages to hold on, still battling out there. That's some great driving as well.
I'm a tad surprised Laidler didn't find himself in the slowdown there. He did put a lot of that fast left-hander. See Paul Smith in the background there, Jeroen Kaiser, Robert Fagg, Colin Cunniff, all just battling over sort of 19th, 20th places.
Look at this.
All laps to go at Sebring.
Katz has just dropped the rest of that pack, and poor Rushworth still having to try and get past Stephen Burke. So shows you the time that's being lost here.
Don't think Katz is going to make any more progress though.
Oh, this was getting exciting for a second, but Shellback just got in the middle of that. So great move from Shellback to get past Gore into turn 1. Gore was right on the tail of Roberts there, so we had the sort of championship contenders starting to duke it out on the track.
It's Czepolewski by 1 second at the moment.
I think it's less than that now, 8 tenths. So yeah, they're definitely closing down here, Savidovic and Joe.
Luke's
You're
closing
right.
on Stevens as well, but I wonder if that move's going to be made, since Stevens still has a mathematical chance, I believe, of the championship.
Down to 7 tenths. How quickly is coming down.
They were a
Is
second
it-
quicker on the last lap.
Is it wrong for me to be torn? I really want to see Stellion win a race, but of course, come on, Seb.
Does do you think that Cheppy might have some tyres left, Adam, after maybe He looks like he's driving really smoothly out there, like he might just have a bit in reserve.
I can't remember what we were saying that Stalin Chepelevsky seems to have a problem with tyres, because he's brilliant on a single lap. In qualifying in race 1, he always seems to be up there, but I don't know, it's just maybe it's him that suffers with the tyres. We're coming through to the final part of the race, and 1 second slower than Sebastian Job and Savidovic. I know they're good, but maybe that's a sign that Chepelevsky's tyres may be starting to run out.
Remains to be seen. I mean, Alex, what are you seeing from there with your more trained eyes?
Yeah, he's certainly not leaving anything on the table. He'll be absolutely flat out right now. If you haven't won a race all season, this was definitely his best opportunity. He's got to defend for absolutely everything he's got. This is Job coming in. This is definitely his best chance. Even if they get past, he doesn't want to give it up, because I know that Wojciech is gonna fight Job as well.
Job going for 2 wins tonight then.
Chepelevsky's going to have to stay to the inside as far over as he can. Only leaves that one line for Sebastian Job. Is he going to be too tight into turn 1? No, actually, it's pretty good. He's going to run a tiny bit wide, but I don't think it's so. No, it is going to be a problem for him, actually, because Job is alongside and he never gives these positions up when he's on the inside line.
And he's through.
Savidovic just gives Chepelevsky a little bit of a tap just to say hello.
So Sebastian Job takes the lead then with 2 and a bit laps to go. Then Chepelevsky second, Savidovic third, Fluke in fourth now ahead of Stevens, and then it's Dan Hunt in sixth, seventh Michael Schaubach, 8th John Roberts, 9th Richard Gore, 10th Simon Field, and then Katz in 11th. Jamie Rushworth still though trying to get past Stephen Burke, and now look who's come to join the action as well, it's Ashley Sutton.
I hope this doesn't mentally wreck Stalin Chepelevsky for the rest of the, well, even though there's only 3 races left, because Alex, he started 3rd, these guys started 13th and 17th, and they're there right with him and
what
through.
To
Job's been hit by Chepelevsky, but Savidovic, in his excitement to try and get through, didn't really make the most of it, but he's going to go around the outside now.
Oh, me and Alex
scenes.
Me and Alex are both wondering what on earth Sutton was doing, but yeah, Savidovic has taken the lead.
I haven't seen what Sutton's doing. What happened to him?
He just went straight on at full speed and ended his race.
Well, boredom's a devil makes work for idle thumbs, doesn't it? And now Wojciech Savidovic is in the lead.
Great battle. We always like to see Sebastian Job and Savidovic battle for the lead, and we thought this was going to be for the championship, but obviously circumstances have changed that.
Stalin Chepelevsky not giving up, and Alex, here comes the assault down the back straight.
Yeah, all 3 of them going to close up now with the draft.
2 laps to go when we get to the line then. See if Sebastian Job's got anything to Savidovic. He's already looking down the inside into the final corner, but it's very hard because of those multiple lines that can be run through that final corner. Yeah,
and also the tighter you run, the more you risk of taking a lot of energy, taking a lot of wear out of those front tyres. Of course, a front wheel drive Kia Optima, remember. Savidovic tips it into turn 1. Interesting to see Alex throughout this race, just how different the lines are, and he's having to go defensive now, Savidovic.
See what kind of run they can get then through this SS section. See if Job can get a run down towards the hairpin. I don't know whether he put almost a wheel into the grass there, but he's got a great run on the exit. Savidovic is going to have to do some monster defending to stop Sebastian Job getting the win here. He's going to cover the inside line.
Looked like he was a bit conservative there, Adam. I don't know about you, but
yeah, I don't know, because Sebastian Job second place, Cat's down in 11th. Of course, that's going to close the lead up in the points.
Here comes New Homes Digital. Well, there was New Homes Digital, but Fluke outbraked himself slightly, and Stevens outbraked himself a lot into that hairpin. 4th and 5th. There, John Roberts is still 8th, but he's just ahead of Richard Gore. So that might even come to blows by the end of this, but it is the lead I think that we should look at the moment. Savidovic and Job looking at the other contenders. Katz is 11th. Walensky never got back out. Field is Simon Field. Where is Simon Field? He is 10th, just ahead of Andreas Katz. Well, 3 seconds ahead. Daniel Hunt is in 6th place as well.
Job's just got so much pace, but he can't find any way through.
When he did get through, he was assisted by Chepelevsky.
Here we go then, down the straight. Job gets very tight exit. He's going to be right with the Engine Oils Direct car. Of course, we'll get one more lap after this.
Oh, Savidovic needs to close the door here. He really does, because Job will be on the inside like a flash if he doesn't, Alex.
You're right, he has defended it. Job's going to have to go around the outside. It's not been Job's preferred line all night. He's enjoyed that tight line.
And he's nudging.
Here we go then, white flag, final lap of the race here.
Here we go then.
Oh, so close.
Is it going to be like Bathurst all over again when those two ended up in the wall? Well, Savinovic did.
And of course,
still winning the race.
And Job slowing down to give it to him then. Here we go, round the outside goes Job, no way through there, through turn 1, but will there be an opportunity into turn 2? No way through there, so, and look at this, Jamie Fluke closed up on all of them, and now he's in with a shot at a podium.
Yeah, great pace from Fluke in this race. He seems to really click in, Alex, with this track, Sebring.
Yeah, it's been great. He's been slowly reeling everybody in and got past his teammate, and like you say, I think he could have an opportunity here if I just get the feeling there's going to be a little bit of contact somewhere between the top 3. Someone just trying to improve their positions just a little bit, and there is a bit of contact, and there it is. It's actually with Jamie and Chepelevsky. That's freed the front 2 up to battle it out, though. 1.2 seconds gap, so we've got 2 little individual battles now.
Tell you what, if you can reel this lot in, you're doing pretty well. That's what Jamie Fluke's done throughout this race.
He's on the grass. He's snaking under braking. He's got the car stopped, but he's going to. That's about it.
Chepelevsky's off.
Still not over.
Chepelevsky's off as well. I didn't
Job's
see
going
that.
for it.
Job
so
is
close.
right with Wojciech Savinovic now.
He's got him right where he needs to be, though. Job had Savinovic had to take a defensive line there. He's going to be ruined his straight line speed.
Kind of one line through this sector, though, isn't it?
Oh my word! No, he's not going to get it done. Surely he is. Oh my word!
He
Down
might.
the inside.
He
makes the corner.
Savinovic has to yield that time, but it comes back round the outside. Oh, that's tremendous.
Job is going to get a superior run though, and I think it's going to be too late for Savinovic to defend.
He cannot defend the cutback this time.
Here we go, down the straight. Final corner. It's all going to be about who's going to get the best run out of this final corner to decide who's going to win this race.
Who's going to be bravest? Under braking, Job, he's going to force him outside the corner. He's like Rossi and Marquez. There's a tiny bit of contact, but Job is going to win the race. Sebastian Job is going to stick it to Wojciech Savinovic. He's going to win.
And Stevens is through into 3rd.
Stevens gets P3 ahead of Fluke. That's probably sensible for the championship. Chepelevsky, then Hunt. In fact, Chepelevsky's going to let Hunt through. And then it's Shellback Field. Roberts just beat Gore by half a second. Andreas Katz in 11th. Pete Newman 14th. It looks like Dave Baker 15th.
Good battle hit between Blake and Janowski as well. Final corner. Janowski just got a slightly better run, but not a good exit. Maybe Blake might get him. I don't think so. It's going to be too wide.
Not quite.
It's very close, but yeah.
Rob Plumley and Steve Richardson, the final 2 cars on the lead lap. We lost Ashley Sutton, Robert Graham, Dylan Robinson, Lee Thompson, Ben Palmer, Steve Hefford, Laura Bond, Jake Blackhall, and Alex Smolensky. Smolensky's incident, Alex, didn't really look like it was too serious, but ended up getting the meatball.
Yeah, that's it. I did say I thought everybody at the front was due another, sort of bad race or a DNF, and I think that might well be Alex's. I dare say we're expecting another one in the final round for the likes of Job and Katz, and that really, if that's going to be the ones that are going to be the major player or the playing factor really for the championship. They're so close now. It really does come down to who gets a DNF in the final round.
What a fantastic race that was. Really was a brilliant one. I'm going to have to dash off, boys. However, I will leave you with the post-race show. But it's been a pleasure to call the action from Sebring with you today.
Yeah, great final 3rd race, and yeah, we'll see you for the final race meeting at Daytona.
Indeed, not going to miss it. Cheers, boys.
Alright, let's run you through the finishing order then from the 3rd and final race of the evening. Sebastian Job, 2nd win of the evening after starting 17th on the grid. So Jamie Fluke did that from 17th on the grid in race 2, and so did Sebastian Job in race 3. Savinovic in 2nd then, just less than half a second behind. Kip Stevens in 3rd, Jamie Fluke 4th, Dan Hunt in 5th, Stelian Chepelevsky in 6th, Michael Shellback in 7th, Simon Field in 8th, John Roberts in 9th, and Richard Gore in 10th. 11th, Andreas Katz. So 10 position difference between him and Sebastian Job. I wonder if Job's going to be the new second place man going into Daytona. 12th Russell Laidler, 13th Stephen Burke, Pete Newman 14th, 15th for Colin Cunniff, 16th David Baker, 17th Rob Fagg, 18th Paul Smith, 19th Sharon Kaiser, and then Jamie Rushworth just dropped places at the end. He couldn't get past Stephen Burke, and in the end he lost 9 places. 21st Scott Malcolm, 22nd Julian Janowski, 23rd Dan Blake, 24th Robert Plumley, 25th Steve Richardson, and then the cars one lap down or more. Andrew Whitehead in 26th, Ashley Sutton 27th, Robert Graham 28th, Dylan Robinson 29th, 30th Lee Thompson, 31st Ben Palmer, 32nd Steve Hefford, 33rd Laura Bond, 34th Jake Blackhall from second on the grid. It just never works out for him. And then right at the back, second place man in the championship going into this race, Alex Smolensky. Well, Alex, Sebastian Job going into that final bit of the lap, we never usually see positions getting done around the outside and then down the inside into that corner, and then he managed to do it, but then Savidovic came back at him and it made for quite exciting viewing there.
They've been battling like that all season, actually, but that was probably the best bit of action I think we've seen. That was great, and the track really helps there just because of the nature of it, where it does allow you to go too wide, and you can cut back and whatnot. That was fantastic driving from them, and really shows why they. If we take away the showdown points, have been almost the class of the field really this season. They've had some wonderful battles, and it's great to see. They're still doing it in the showdown. Be interesting to see how the points go and how it all pans out. I mean, I'm gutted that Svidovic isn't going to be as close going into the final round, but as I said, it only takes one DNF from each of those drivers, and then he's right back in with a shout as well. And he's had his fair share of bad luck, I would think, already in the showdown. So it's going to be exciting, and those 3 cats. We'll see who else is close as well. It's going to be, it's going to be great.
Yeah, Savidovic, I think, will be within 150 points of Andreas Katz going into this final race meeting of the season at Daytona. So anything is possible. Andreas Katz, I can't remember his form at Daytona. We haven't been there in quite a while. One person that did have great form the last time we were there, I think, was Dan Hunt and Jamie Rushworth. So these will be guys to watch. However, I think Jamie Rushworth will probably be not within a shout of the title. And of course, the Pro-Am Championship will be heating up as well. Who should we get a word with then? I think we might be able to get a word with Wojciech Savidovic if he is around. Of course, a great battle with Sebastian Job on that final lap of the race. And Savidovic joins us in the commentary box now. Savidovic, Wojciech, well done on your second position. However, that final lap, we saw a great battle with Sebastian Job, and he just managed to get past you into the final corner.
Yes, that was really, really nice last lap. I made mistake earlier on just to let him go side by side on the right hand side when the 2 left-handers before the last SS, and that's probably what sealed the deal. He made a tiny mistake, but he quickly recovered. And we had a different setups. I had much less wing, so I was quick down the straight, but yeah, he managed to overtake me regardless.
A bit of a tough race meeting for you. You started at the back in race 1, and it looked like you were a bit involved in a bit of contact down at the hairpin in the opening few laps in race 1.
Yeah, another unfortunate event. That's all I want to say about that. Definitely, I tapped Julian there, so I just hope he would do a bit better job with the recovery.
Next week then, Daytona, the high banks of this Daytona Speedway. How good are you around there, and do you still think you've got a chance of taking that title?
Probably not. It's probably 140, 50 points behind, so we're just gonna try to go strong for the team in the next meeting and try to make our fight in there.
All right, great to see you on the track as always, and great to talk to you as well. Thanks for talking to us, Wojciech. We'll see you at Daytona.
My pleasure. See you there.
Let's see who else we could have a word with then. I know the New Homes Digital cars are usually out of bounds in talking to us, Alex.
What about Dan Hunt? He had a fairly reasonable race meeting, and obviously GTM Mega as well. If I can find him, that is. They all done a runner, all the GTM Mega lads.
All the GTM Mega cars seem to have done seem to disappeared as well.
Oh well, there's that.
There's that one.
Well, let's just see if the points
let's have a look at.
They have indeed.
They have. So we'll run you through them. 23 points. It's very close now. Andreas Katz and Sebastian Job. Then it's 91 points back to David Baker. Alex Smolensky now 107 back in fourth, 127 to Dan Hunt in fifth, joint with Wojciech Savinovic. So 127 points isn't completely out of the question. Neither is it for Stelian Chepelevsky. So I think we're looking at those 7 really. I think 186 for Kip Stevens is a bit too much.
Yeah, I agree. I think those guys pretty much out of it. Not, of course, not mathematically, but you're right. If Katz and Job get together in a race, battling for it, because they're going to have to absolutely go for it. No, there's no question now. They can't afford to lose to each other in any of the races. And I think if they come together and have an accident, then that brings the likes of Baker, Smolensky, Hunt, Wojciech and Chepelevsky straight back into the championship. So, going into it, you say really it is going to be between Katz and Joe, but yeah, one accident that involves both of those, it's wide open again.
The Pro-Am Championship, John Roberts has increased his lead, 100 points now over Richard Gore. Paul Smith is now in third, 25 points back, and then 2 points behind him it's Steve Richardson. That's going to go all the way to the end as well. I think Stephen Burke and Laura Bond, though. Laura Bond's had a nightmare race meeting. 319 points back might be too much. And then in the Teams Championship, GT Omega 423 points behind. I think they most likely will be sealing the deal at Daytona, especially considering Dan Hunt's pace there. And Stelian Chepelevsky seems to be a great teammate as well. We saw at Interlagos. Did Dan Hunt blow an engine and Chepelevsky pushed him across the line there?
That's right. And
he helped him out once again here at Sebring by letting him through in the final corner.
Yeah, I think you're right there with GT Omega. Definitely looks strong. Just need to worry about the consistent finishes. But let's not forget the fact that you finished second in the championship. There's still a $2,000 payout for that team as well, and third place gets 1,000 as well. So it's not, they're guaranteed something, all 3 of them. So it's great. Obviously, just to recap on the rest of the points or prizes that are up for grabs, just because we always keep going on about $10,000, but don't really break down what it is for everybody. So $1,000 for the first place in the Drivers' Championship as well, $300 for second, $200 for third, $500 for the AM champion, $500 for the lowest. For the safest driver with the lowest average incidents per race. That also must have done over 80% of the races in the championship. So yeah, quite a split and a lot of different prizes. And I believe also what points that we haven't really been keeping an eye on is the best of the rest as well. Those that are not in the showdown. Who's, I wonder, has got the chance to win that $100 prize as well that's been put up for grabs.
Well, I can tell you about the safest driver standings, and that is David Baker. He's got the lowest incidents per start, 2.7 incidents a race. Kip Stevens, though, still in second, 3 incidents, just over 3 incidents a race, and then Wojciech Savinovic in third with 3.8 incidents. Only 243 incidents for David Baker over 90 races, so quite good stats there. Best of the rest, drivers outside the top 12, is it, in the championship? And that's John Roberts. So John Roberts, who for the majority of the season looked like he was going to get in there.
No, it doesn't include John, does he? Because,
he's in the AM, yeah.
Yeah, they're the AM, so they get pumped up, so it'll be excluding the AM drivers as well.
Most likely be Russell Laidler then, down in 20th place. I think Scott Malcolm in the AM showdown. I don't think he is.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
So most likely will be Scott Malcolm leading that. Well, I think then, Alex, Daytona next week. High banks, it'll be under the lights, of course, and in that tough road course section on the infield. Sebastian Joby hasn't raced there before. Wojciech Savinovic, I don't think he's raced there before either in the BSRTC, so new tracks for those guys. But Andreas Katz, I think he has, and I can't really call how this championship's going to go.
No, I think you're right. I don't think there's. I don't think we can tell one way this is going to end up or not. I mean, Daytona's a great race to end it off. Obviously, we know the Kia. We get a lot of slipstream with the Kia even, and Daytona, the oval section. It's going to be massive packs racing there. It's going to be really difficult. It's only going to be when we get some real sort of feisty battles that are going to sort of break the pack apart. But yeah, it's going to be really interesting. And I think when you have big packs like
Alex? Don't know if Alex might have just gone there. But yeah, just as Alex was saying, Daytona International Speedway next week, definitely going to be very interesting to watch. And of course, the showdown will be coming to an end. And we'll find out who will be the BSRTC Pro Series champion for the first time. Well, thanks for joining us here on Motors TV, Apex Racing TV, and the iRacing Live Twitch channel. We will see you then at Daytona International Speedway for the final race meeting of the season, where a champion will be crowned in the Pro, Pro-Am, and the Teams Championship. Thanks for watching. For me, Alex Simpson, and Andrew Woodhouse, we will see you next week.